Jerk! Let's go! Cam's a shit kicker, 2 bombs in the lead. Soul Dragon Cougar's no time for fatigue. And he's a shit talker, stirring up the show. Never played a shift, but he's ready to go.
The Cannabis Podcast is brought to you by Stifel, one of America's fastest growing wealth management and investment banking firms. Rooted in St. Louis, where success meets success. Welcome to the Hold on. God.
Keep it in, keep it in, keep it in, keep it in, keep it in. Go.
Welcome
go.
to the...
Let's go.
Welcome to the Cannabis Podcast, episode number 391, presented by Stifel, baby.
It's 393. Yoink, son of a bitch. Don't edit any of that out. He's off his game already, and it's already pissing me off. Figure it out.
Oh, my God.
It's 11:30.
I know, we started late today. It's a late game. This is like a TNT game in the playoffs, you know, where the puck drops at like 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I know. Boy, oh boy, a lot of games, baby.
A lot of stuff happening.
A lot of stuff happening. Right off the bat. A lot of stuff happening. I don't like how they started the other. I know there's cramp and...
You don't like round 2 starting when round 1 is still going on? Very confusing.
Why did that bother me so much?
Well,
and I don't give a shit about much. Like, I don't care. Like, whatever happens.
Yeah,
I just
but
want
here's the deal.
Why did that bother me
I know
so
some
much?
people that have some playoff pools, and they do it round by round, but it's like it's completely messed it up because they didn't start round 2
we have one.
enough because round 1 wasn't over.
We have one Caruso in those guys.
I know.
And I tied you. I think I tied you back up. I don't know where we're at again.
Oh, did you? No, I was beating you.
No, but then he sent another one where we're tied, but I didn't. I took Tampa instead of Montreal, which
so did I.
Rightfully, you probably should have. I mean, that's a...
Yeah. Actually, I took Tampa Bay in 5 games, I think, over Montreal.
I was thinking that too.
I didn't think Montreal would compete, and judging by Game 7, they really can't compete. I mean, I'm sorry. You get 9 shots in a playoff game in a Game 7. I just think that's a little embarrassing.
You think?
Like, one team is getting 9 goals, another team's getting 9 shots.
I know. Craziness.
But, like, you get 9 shots. You have no shots on goal in the second period, 3 in the third period. You have no business winning that game. And I'm sorry. And I like Montreal. So I'm kind of glad they're advancing. I like their players.
Me too.
Love the coach.
Love the coach.
Marty St. You know that he made a Seinfeld reference the other day. And, of course, I met an actor from Seinfeld.
Don't bore us with
Do you know
your
I sent him
stories.
a picture of me and my boy?
Just don't.
And right away, he goes, George hates him. I love it. So, you know, us Seinfeld people, man.
Get out of here.
Us Seinfeld people.
So many people are texting Marty St. and Andy thinks like he likes me.
Hey, he loves it. It's like it's a non-hockey text.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That is true.
Like, I'm not asking him, like, hey, is so-and-so healthy?
Andy, you're right on that.
You know,
I take it back. You're right on that.
It's like levity. Like, enjoy life, dude. This guy says that he can turn on Seinfeld because it doesn't make him think. It's a show that doesn't require you to think. And then he and I have that in common because I've met Seinfeld actors.
Because you don't like to think. Because you don't like to think.
True.
And I get that. So, but I like everything about Marty St. Louis. I love it. You could tell that the players respect him. When he talks on the bench, they're looking right at him like, what are you saying to me? The guy's a Hall of Famer. Like, he's just all his little I just try to watch everything. I like when they have cameras in the locker room after games and stuff like that. I just like to hear what he has to say. How does he react to different stuff? He did the little thing from Wolf of Wall Street.
That was Wolf of Wall Street?
That's Wolf of Wall Street.
So I knew when he said we're not leaving, that was Wolf of Wall Street.
But doing this was Matthew McConaughey,
wow.
Which I didn't even like that part of the movie anyway.
Really?
But I get it. And
we're not fucking leaving.
We're not leaving. Yeah. We're going to get arrested. That's what we're going to do.
So I'll break him down like this. I would say there's a lot of committed coaches in the NHL. Most are, if not all, fully committed.
Jessica Campbell?
She's an assistant, or maybe she's an associate.
I think she's associate.
Looking for work right now. We'll get to her.
Get into,
okay, don't touch
we
me.
will get.
Jesus.
Nice. God.
Okay, so
go.
But nobody's more committed. Nobody's more all in than Marty St. Louis. I'm just saying. Like, I don't think he has any distractions. I know he's got a family, cares about his family and all that.
He's all in.
But this guy is all in. He is so committed. And he's a general manager's dream, man. I'll tell you that right now. And you got a coach like him.
There you go.
Who you don't have to ever worry about if he's going to be prepared, if he's going to have energy, if he's going to have the players' attention, if he's going to, have the pre-scout taken care of, if he's going to be able to delegate to his staff, if he's going to be able to have his staff respect him, if he's going to be able to sell tickets. He does everything.
The refs, even dealing with the refs. I like watching all these little videos of just him on the bench. You can kind of get a grasp of how he reacts to certain situations. The refs all come right over to him and talk to him. They always
Oh,
do.
yeah.
If he says something to you, they turn around like, "What'd you say?" The respect there, it's noticeable.
But I said it to you last game too, though, our last show, that if his team is penalized and he knows it's on his player, he doesn't yell at the refs. You know, some coaches are constantly working the refs,
so
dude.
much, dude.
They just don't stop.
You got to stop.
No wonder these refs are telling them to, shut up.
Well,
half
that's
the
a
game.
good
You
lesson
know what I mean?
for your kids. Your kids are bitching at the ref all the time. That's a red flag.
No,
You
but
better
I think
put your
he
goddamn
will.
foot down.
I think he will. But sometimes he sees his players make a stupid penalty, and what does he do? He just shakes his head like, what? And you can read his mind. What are you doing? This is why we were saying earlier in the series. Remember, I thought Montreal lost the series when they were up 2-0 against Tampa Bay in Game 4, I believe, right?
And then they came back.
Tampa Bay came back and won the game.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was Montreal's chance. They can only hope to extend this to a Game 6 because there's no way, or to get it to a Game 7 because there's no way that I didn't think Tampa Bay would come home and lose in Game 5 and then have to go win Game 6 on the road to force the Game 7. I thought they would win Game 5 and have a chance to clinch it in Montreal. But did you see Tampa's road record in their last,
It ain't good.
our home record?
A home record.
They're like 2-10 in the last 12 home games in the playoffs. Something's up with Tampa. Listen, I love Tampa, the way they compete. I love that they have balls. I love that they've got bullies on the team.
Yep.
I love that they're scrappy.
Yeah.
I love that they don't back down from anybody. And I love Cooch
You have to
and
play their
everything,
game.
man. You do.
Yep.
You do. And it's hard to be critical of them when they're allowing no shots against in the second period, 3 shots in the third. They hold a team in a Game 7. This is the National Hockey League to under 10 shots, dude. Like, whatever they're doing, that part's working. But they've got too much firepower up front to be held off the score sheet like that and not be able to score.
Where was Coochie?
And obviously Jakob Dobes, man. I love that kid.
Yeah,
so.
give him a shot. But Coochie, too, was just he was somewhat of a shell of himself.
People have kind of been taking shots.
Well,
at
they
him,
should.
too.
Like he's going to show up in the big time spots in these critical games, and he didn't. He didn't, and he was kind of taunting
Well, he
and
did
stuff.
that one game at
He
home
was-
after the broadcast,
Sure.
after she called
Look
him
at
out.
his numbers. He didn't show up enough. It is what it is, and they're taunting and stuff like that. The actually, when I saw Slafkovsky get knocked out twice,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was over. Like that's devastating. The punch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's just God Almighty. Your whole team looks at that and they're like, ay. Then he gets rocked at center ice. You're like, oh boy, like stuff like that kind of just deflates you. But it didn't. And that big fucker popped up and he played. Like to be able to take 2 hits like that in a series and still be productive. Ooh boy.
Do you
Although he
notice-
didn't score.
But see, this is the Stanley Cup playoffs, though. I never spend too much time being overly critical about the best player on the team because
Change.
for years and years we've seen the best players get canceled out. That's why so many times in a playoff series, it's the depth that stands out
Yeah.
and that carries a team. You know, I mean, you want to see your best players come through on the power play and when they get a chance, but 5-on-5, it's tough. Like, how much did you really notice Cole Caulfield these last couple of games?
He had a lot. He had some chances,
Oh,
but he didn't bury
He
it.
finds his spot.
No,
and
he
he'll get
creeps
that one-timer off. Or
He
he'll
tried
get,
to go high.
Yeah, he will.
He missed the net by this far. It was
Yeah.
like a wide open
He's
net.
dangerous with the puck on his
But you
stick.
got to put. So did Brady. Brady was the same thing too,
Mm-hmm.
where he could have scored 5 or 6 goals right there, and it was inches away. You got to bear down
Yeah.
on that. And I don't know. I'm excited about Buffalo.
But I'm saying,
and
so that's where I'm saying Tampa,
Montreal.
like, you've got more players than just Cooch. It's easy to point the finger at Cooch, and hey, listen, when you don't come through offensively, then he's got to take the heat because he's their best player, and obviously one of the best players in the league.
in the world, and you have the best goalie in the world.
Yeah, but like he didn't even get beat. Dude, the goals that he gave up.
Dude, well, that's what I mean. You have
It
the
was
best goalie in the
a
world, and you got the
joke,
best,
man.
one of the best offensive players in the world in every aspect,
Vasilevsky-
and you still lost.
Shut him out in Game 6, and
I
then
know.
comes back with that performance last night. And
He
I'll
was
say,
unbelievable.
I'll say this: was it Newhook who got the game-winning
Yeah.
goal? Right
Isn't he the only Stanley Cup winner on that team?
for Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
That was a hell of a play by him. I know people are like, "Oh, that's a shitty goal because it bounced off the boards." First off, I don't know how anybody gets an assist on the play. Like, because
I didn't notice
Vasilevsky
that.
made the
Yeah.
blocker save, goes below, the goal line behind the net, bounces, it's in midair, and he has the wherewithal and the
Get it
skill
in.
level
Get it in.
and the hand-eye coordination just to direct the puck towards the net. You don't know where it's going to go. And
Well,
it
how
hits
else
the
are you going
back
to
of
score on him?
Vasilevsky.
How else are you going to
Exactly.
score on
And
him?
the other one was a deflection that hit
Exactly.
a Tampa defense.
Exactly. Sometimes you just got to throw it on net, baby. Those dirty goals like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't beat him any other way.
Yeah.
He's stopping you and he's staring into your soul, and you're like, ay. And all of a sudden, you just got to get tricky. You got to get tricky behind the net. Throw it, bounce
But
one
I
off the
lo-
back of his pads. Who gives a shit?
But Montreal, listen, I don't think they deserve to win the game, but I like them
I'm
a
rooting for
lot.
'em.
And like this is going to be a great series. It's almost going to be more fun watching them advance against Buffalo than maybe it would have been to watch Tampa Bay play
I agree.
Buffalo.
Yeah. I'm sick of Tampa Bay. Sorry, you had your chance.
What do you make out of Tampa?
I don't know, Andy.
Because I've said it several times.
I don't know.
And I know a lot of people don't like to say it, but I don't love how they won their Stanley Cups. They are champions. I give them respect for being the best team in the league based off of the format for that year, but both cups they won were goofy, man.
Goofy,
one
dude.
was in the bubble. Doesn't get much goofier than that. And the other one was the 56-game season where they played an Eastern Conference team. Would they play Montreal in the Stanley Cup final? Some teams had fans in the stands. Some teams didn't. Like the whole thing
Some
was a
teams
joke.
had cardboard cutouts of Andy,
of dogs.
of like reporters that they hate. Not that they don't hate you, but it's like they had cardboard cutouts of like reporters for the players to have like, hey, there he is.
Mhm.
Like, how stupid is that? That whole thing is stupid. And I tell you what, if I was a superstar in that bubble, I would have been fucking checked out like no other.
I've got a picture of me and
Checked out.
Brady Kachuk. He came in for a post-game show. We had to do the interview with mask on, like 6 feet, standing 6 feet apart.
I don't
And
even-
then somebody took a picture 2 seconds after the interview where we don't have mask on and we're basically got our arms around each other taking a picture. Like, so it was like so staged.
Remember all the
you know what I mean?
politicians I had to go up on they had to give a little speech about how hardcore COVID was and what you have to do. And none of them had masks on, and they're like, "Wait, oh yeah!" And they all grabbed them out of their pockets and put them on. It's such a I hated those years, and I agree with you, Andy, about winning in that particular tournament. It's goofy. Now, could they have won again if it was normalized? They were pretty loaded.
No, they probably were the best team anyway.
No doubt.
But I
it's
would have
still
liked to
goofy.
see them solidify their reputation and maybe as a dynasty by
Winning another
winning
one.
in a traditional format.
Sure.
Because when they broke the record for the most points or whatever, they had that historic season in 2019. They lost to a Columbus team then.
I know, 4
That was
straight.
a first round exit.
4 straight.
Now they've lost 4 consecutive years in the first round. So
and not to
did they
mention,
get swept by Columbus?
Yeah.
that was a sweep, dude.
yeah, dude.
I mean, full on
What do you
sweep.
mean?
So they kind of carry themselves like they're the Chicago Bulls in the Michael Jordan era, or like they're the Golden State Warriors,
Lakers back in the 80s or something.
or like they're the Chicago Blackhawks, and they're not.
No.
They're
What do you-
not the Blackhawks in the Quenneville era. They're not. Give me another. I mean, I don't
Kings?
know. They're
Even
not.
in that-
They're not the Kings, man.
No.
Who won 2 years in a, or what? 2 out of 3 years. whatever,
Pittsburgh?
2012,
No.
2014.
Detroit?
Not Pittsburgh.
Do you put them up there with
No,
Detroit,
no.
Pittsburgh, all these
No.
runs with no?
Not
I
when
don't-
not when they lose in the first round all the time.
And-
Because even like Jersey, who was winning all those Stanley Cups, when they
No.
weren't winning, they were getting like to the third round and getting bounced.
Exactly.
You know what I
or
mean?
they lost to Jersey lost a freaking game 7, I think, against
Dallas.
Colorado.
Oh,
No, they
they
won
did play.
They
yeah,
beat
Game
Dallas.
7. Yeah, that was Arnott,
Yeah,
right?
hell yeah, with Patty Elliott spinning around, boom, right in front. Ed Belfour. Yep,
Mhm.
yep. Yeah, Jersey was always in the mix. The only time Jersey wasn't in the mix when they won in '95 during the half lockout. '96 they didn't make the playoffs, and that was a big deal
I
for
just
Lou.
don't want to hear about.
I know.
Oh, we won the game, but we lost the score.
You know what, Coop? Though you had a rough year. Florida Nation, fine, but you lose, and weird fashion against the U.S. After you dominated all, you couldn't find a way to beat them. Now you can't find a way
He's
to
not
get
the
them.
only one, though.
What's that?
He's not the only one
Not the only one. What?
that was a part of that losing game in the
Well,
gold
yeah.
medal game, then
I'm just
lost
talking
in
about
the
him.
NHL.
We're talking
whatever.
about him right
You know
now.
what I mean?
I know, and I respect that. He's a Hall of Famer, okay?
Yeah.
And his growth and what he's done throughout the years is unbelievable. And he's had that team competitive for years and years and years.
But they've got work to
But
do,
I don't
man.
put
Any
them-
other franchise that loses 4 years in a row in the
I-
first round, you got to make changes and
I
you got to
know.
address it.
I know.
This was not a juggernaut that they went up against. This was the Montreal Canadiens with limited playoff experience
Limited.
and
Big time limited.
yeah, but I'm saying limited playoff experience. They made the
Yeah.
playoffs last year too, right?
But like a lot of compared to what the playoff games, if you add it all up, oh boy.
But that's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
This is not a juggernaut, like I said. This is Montreal limited playoff experience who you're losing to when you still feel like you're a team that's capable of winning and the window is open for you to win with your generational goaltender playing at a high level.
High
again.
level. God almighty,
You know what I
standing on
mean?
his head. And that's why I don't put him up, and we agree.
So,
we don't put him with
no, man.
Chicago, L.A.,
No.
fucking Detroit. Pittsburgh. They're not there yet. You got to win. You win one more, then I'm like, okay, I got.
They got to win one in a traditional
That's
format.
what I mean. You got to. And even that second year where they won, Andy.
And the Four Nations is a bullshit. That was a bullshit tournament anyway. Had four countries
fucking
in
countries.
It was like a couple days long.
I loved it, but it was
fun to watch.
It's not the Olympics. But even in Tampa Bay had, like, think about living in Tampa at the time, the second year when they won, compared to anybody else was dealing with COVID. They were walking around, doing things, doing that. They weren't locked down down there, so they had an advantage too in that situation.
And they had a great team.
Great team.
That won those back-to-back Stanley Cups. And a lot of people got rings because of it, and they're not going to apologize. But I guarantee you, if you were to you talk to players on that team that won cups elsewhere, they'll tell you those cups are it's just different.
It's just different. It is what it is. No big deal. We love all those guys. I love that team. I love their style. It is what it is.
I would have liked to see them get past Montreal, though.
I'll tell you what.
I feel like if they did, that would have been a tough out the rest of the way. They're too good. I just don't understand why they can't score.
They couldn't, and they just couldn't.
And Jakob Dobes is the reason.
There you go.
And I got to give that kid a shout out real quick. I talked to Lubos Barteko today, who was the one who brought him over here. And it's interesting, he had to remind me of like how it all went down. I was actually coaching with the U18 AAA Blues. He played for us that year when he came over. He could have played with the U16s, which traditionally is the most heavily scouted age group, right?
Yeah.
When you're U16.
You're just about to leave. Yep.
Al McInnes was the coach of the U16s at the time here in St. Louis. He didn't need a goaltender. He already had a Division I commit who was playing goalie at the U16 level. You know how that is, Cam. Nobody's like sharing the net. Like you get a stud who's going to play D1 like for Al. I'm the guy, right?
Yeah.
So he had a guy. So the only place for him to play here in St. Louis was with the U18s. So he's like, hey, he'll come over to the States to play. And Lubos had never seen him play. It's like, well, he's got to come try out. So he comes over, starts skating, and Bruce Racine, longtime goalie coach here in St. Louis. Give Bruce
what up, baby?
Big shout out. He comes out to watch him skate the first time, and he said, this kid's legit. So they ended up offering him a contract and had a great run here, went to Ohio State, went to the USHL. Like he went to the North American League, too, before the USHL. But he's excelled at every level, turned himself into an NHL draft pick, and now he looks like a number one goaltender in the NHL.
He's in a good spot, man.
He's so under control, Cam. You see the way the puck hits him. He's so big. But he
How big is he?
In tight, he looks a little loose sometimes. Like maybe pucks bounce off of him, and there's some second chance opportunity, like rebound chance opportunities when the puck's in tight. But the shots that are taken from the top of the circles and higher, he just eats up. There's no second chance. There's no rebound.
Yeah. No, how big is he?
Maybe 6'2".
Yeah. Remember Marty came out and said that they don't even look at goalies under 6'2" anymore. In fact, though, there are some great goalies out there that are not that big. Shesterkin's not a big guy at all. He's dominant.
His brother came over too. He lived with Lubos for a year. Then he lived with like Lubos' wife's brother. So they found different
which is not an easy thing to do.
Like
when
European
you're from
families to live with.
I mean, it's a pretty cool thing. You have a former player that shows you around.
He's
and
6'4".
whatnot. 6'. He's huge. Okay, so he's huge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm rooting for him. I can't wait for this series with Buffalo and Montreal. I hope they beat the fuck out of each other. I hope it goes to 7. I hope it goes into triple overtime. And I don't even give a shit if it's a 0-0 game or if it's a 9-6 game like we saw the other night when they were killing each other in Colorado.
Two more things about Lubos real quick. Or about Dobes. Or Dobes. Dobie.
Big difference.
And he still comes back to St. Louis, dude. He loves it here. And you know what? I think I think he got his American citizenship, or he like loves the U.S.
Oh yeah.
But dude, this guy comes just back to St. Louis every summer.
Yeah.
Trains with Jeff Lavecchio and like lives here. He loves living here.
Shout out Vex. What up, baby? Now I look at the Canes and the Flyers. I'm like, oh God. The Canes are just they're probably gonna sweep the East, dude.
You do?
I think so.
Sweep.
Just like
you don't think Philly can win a game?
Yeah, sure. Okay, sweep's the wrong word, but I just think they're gonna fly through it.
Yeah, they might.
Even fucking Montreal and Buffalo, I think they're just solid, dude.
Well, they're not at Carolina's level. The big question for Carolina again is going to be what everybody's always said: like, will they wear out and wear down?
They go 100 miles an hour, and they go man on man too.
How they play in the playoffs is exactly how they play in the first game of the season. They don't just flip a switch and turn it on, dude. They're like that every game. And so this is the criticism, and players have been critical of the who played there of Rob Brindamore saying that he doesn't adjust very well in the playoffs. That was a criticism of him in the past. I don't know. With Tampa out and the Panthers out.
Come on. That's what I'm saying. Dude.
Like, they have no excuse.
If
you tell them they got to get through Philly, Montreal, and Buffalo.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's why I'm like, wait a minute here.
So this is their chance to do it,
And they've been resting, too. They've been resting for a while.
I know.
They've been resting for a
rested.
while. They go 100 miles an hour, boy.
Listen, on my, I have a leaderboard, of my favorite players to watch.
Yeah.
In the playoffs?
Yeah.
Like some of my favorite players.
Oh, yeah, Andy.
You know who's number 3 on my list?
Who is it?
And he's been hurt. He didn't play in the first game. They need him in the They need him in the worst way.
Who?
Owen Tippett.
Son of a bitch. That redheaded son of a bitch. God damn, he's got red hair. Whoa! Red hair.
What does that mean? What is red hair like? How do you get red hair?
Well, you're
hereditary.
You're probably from fucking up north up there. In Scotland there and in Ireland.
I know some people that just have some bright red hair. I think it's great.
I know you do, Andy. It's awesome. Although I wish I had his thickness. I look like fucking Zangief right now.
But you don't agree that they need him?
Well, no shit. He's the fastest guy in the fucking league. No, he is.
Yeah.
Look at his number. Like, he flies around. He got a breakaway the other day, like a week ago, whatever, and he took 2 strides. And somebody fucking fast was back checking. He's gone. 2 strides.
But I've seen him do some shit, like, up on the glass. I remember, like, he came in and did some spinorama backhand right under the bar against the Blues. I was like...
And then he made that play, too, where he gets knocked down, stood up, knocked down, boom.
Oh, yeah.
He's on one leg, and he makes that fucking badass...
but, like, watching that, like, the announcers didn't even, like, credit him. They didn't even, like, focus on him. They focused on the guy who scored the goal. I'm like, did you see that play this guy did? And he got up and, like, faked the shot and, like, no-look pass.
Yeah, he leaned into his stick.
Yeah.
His stick was a bow.
Yeah.
And then he goes, dunk. That's when you know you're on your game right there, baby. Spinning off
Owen
the cats,
Tippett.
falling down, getting up, falling down, gone.
He was a first-round pick of the God, I just did something to my phone. I hit block on something on my phone. I think something happened here. But he was a first-round pick of the Panthers. Owen Tippett.
Oh boy.
Let's double check that. I'm pretty sure he went like 4th overall or something like that. Owen Tippett, 10th overall.
To the Panthers?
To the Panthers back in 2017.
And then what happened? What happened?
I don't know. Pronger was there at the time.
You son of a bitch. Pronger, what'd you do?
Is it in the book?
Would you? Oh.
No, is it? Like,
is it?
The Owen Tippett chapter?
It's all positivity in the book.
Why didn't he stay in Florida? I forgot the story.
Whoa, homie. We got to figure that out. That's interesting. Wow, is he good? What's wrong with him?
He's great, dude.
No, what's wrong with him, though?
Oh, undisclosed. It's the playoffs.
Oh, boy.
You know that.
Oh, boy.
All right, Cam, it's now time for Underdog.
Oh, yeah.
You got to put your money where your mouth is sometimes.
You're damn right
And if you really know your stuff, then you have an opportunity to show that you do.
Rain.
$50 in bonus entries right now when you play your first $5. That's promo code STRICK with Underdog, baby.
Whoa! Some bitch.
Underdog, make picks, win money.
That's all it is.
It's kind of easy. Like, you just, like, if you're watching the Dallas Wings take on the Chicago Sky, if it's a big matchup and you want to like pick
big matchup.
Angel Reese.
Yes, she looked great the other day.
And
very athletic.
Did you see her hair in her press conference?
Didn't notice that, Andy, because
I
don't notice things like that.
Like a lion's mane, boy.
I don't notice things like that.
Like a lion's mane.
Oh, yeah.
It was beautiful.
She had a damn good game.
Natural, too.
She dunking that game?
Well, I pick her higher for rebounds,
You're
always.
dang right. She gets a lot of rebounds. A lot of rebounds.
Her own rebounds.
Her own rebound. Doesn't matter. Still a rebound. And you can bet on it.
I
so
love
that's
it.
what you do.
Playing Underdog is so easy, though. You know that.
I do.
So can we go through a couple real quick?
Sure. Let's go.
I want to get your take on a few of these.
You know.
Now, you should tell the listeners to maybe not, like, because, like, gambling's a serious problem for some people, you know, like.
For some people. For a lot of people.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, for sure.
If you ever have an issue. So don't take your advice, dude. I'm just saying.
Then don't ask me.
No, I'm just saying.
We'll do the opposite then, right? Isn't that what it is? Don't take my. Wait a minute.
No.
You just put me on the spot for no reason at all.
No, I'm just saying.
You told me don't take my spot.
Go with your own information. Don't just pick something because you
I said it. Yeah, no, especially NBA stuff.
That's
what
what
are you
I'm
talking
saying.
about?
Well, we'll talk NBA.
Get going.
Talk a little baseball, too.
Jesus. Go.
We'll start with Shohei, baby.
He didn't look good last weekend.
He's playing Houston. It's the higher or lower for the hits, runs, and RBIs at 2.5. You going higher or lower?
Yeah, I'm going to go higher. He had a
Really?
bad weekend against the Cardinals, and I think he's going to have a little bounce back.
Ooh, okay. LeBron James.
Oh, God. How many flops?
We should put that in there.
He's insufferable.
If we had like
the amount of
3.5 flops,
I
higher or lower?
higher.
Points, 20.5. 20.5.
Probably higher.
Rebounds, 7.5.
Lower.
Assists, 7.5. I mean, he's a complete player, dude.
Is he? Higher.
Rebounds plus assists. I love how you can do that. You can do points plus assists. So 27.5 points plus assists. Higher or lower for LeBron James?
Higher.
What's his son's name?
Don't care. Don't know. Just speed this up.
Bronny.
Bronny.
All right. Underdog,
Let's
baby.
go. We love
the
the
Underdog.
Underdog.
And get there today for Underdog. Again, use that promo code STRICK and $50 in bonus entries when you play your first $5, baby. That's promo code
go.
STRICK for Underdog.
Underdog, we love you.
Download the app today and use the promo code STRICK to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STRICK. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Term apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_HTML for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NEW York or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369. We just took a little bit of a break because we wanted to hear the press conference. You know,
Yoink.
heard round the world there in Toronto, baby. So you had Keith Pelly in the middle, Matt Sundin to his left, and then John Chayka to his right. Your thoughts?
Well, Steve Simmons came out hot, baby. Whoa! I was waiting for him. And I wondered what he was going to say. Oh, my God. He asked, he's like, okay, I talked to very important people.
He's like, I talked to 20 people around the league, many of whom everyone would be very familiar with, and only one said he's going to be a good hire.
Oh, my God. When he said it, I started dying laughing. And you know what? I believe him.
He's like, what's your response to that?
I believe him.
And Keith Pelly's like, okay.
No, he goes, those aren't the same people I was talking to.
That's your response?
Okay.
He's like, I'm not giving you a response. Let me say this about Steve Simmons has that ability to get under the skin of a lot of people.
He gets annoying
right?
too. Like, don't get me wrong.
So, you know, I don't think he's probably high up their list going into the press conference that they're really excited for. You could see their faces on all three of them up there. When Simmons was about to ask the question,
dude, terrified.
They're like, oh, here he comes. Here he comes.
The bomb is coming our way. A bomb. Holy shit. But that's what you got to do. Like, it's true. I bet you he did talk to 21 predominant NHL people. And I bet you 20 of them said this is outrageous. Because I see that everywhere.
Well,
the people we talk to say the same damn thing.
The people that I talk to say the same thing.
They're saying the same thing.
And this is why...
Who are you talking to?
I tweeted this last night, man. I'll give the Maple Leafs credit. I like the fact that they're kind of going against the grain a little bit and not hiring the popular name or somebody that, you know, has some experience or
like
a
who,
recycled guy.
Like who, though? Like, give me an example. Like, what about like a Barry some like I don't know.
I'm just saying this is who they want, so they're hiring their guy. So I said in my tweet, did you see my tweet?
I don't know, Andy. God damn it. Like, what'd you say?
Okay, so I said they're either going to look like geniuses or they're going to look like whatever the opposite of a genius is. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I can say that. So they're either going to be a genius or a moron. And everyone's thinking they're going to look like morons. And if that's the case, then a lot of people are going to be right. But maybe they're going to be right. I don't know. It was kind of odd. They couldn't really answer like specific questions. Well, who's going to be in charge? Who's going to have the final say? Well, it's going to be collaborative, but he's the general manager and he may have to say. Okay, so they couldn't really answer that one. So it sounds like Chayka's going to have the final say. And you can't always have it be collaborative. There's got to be one voice.
No
Somebody's
doubt.
got to have the final say. Somebody's got to own 51% of the company. You know what I'm saying? You can't just have one guy say, okay, well, we're all going to make a collective decision. It doesn't work like that. That's why Doug Armstrong said up until July 1st is singular voice.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm running the team until July 1st, and then Alexander Steen becomes general manager on July 1st. He's going to be able to make those decisions.
But I also like how they're asking like Matt Sundin all these questions on what he's going to do. It's like, well, I don't think he's going to do much.
No.
What can he do? He's like, well, I played, I've done this, I've done that. Well, are you a coach? Like, you're not coaching them.
No, he's an advisor, and that's his title.
But I'm saying, like, okay, yeah, you played. Maybe you can go talk to
You
some
know
of the
what he's
players and
gonna
stuff
do?
like that. But you're not a coach.
Exactly.
But you're not a coach.
Exactly. He'll go in Chief's office, have coffee, kick his feet up, talk about the game the night before, talk about players around the league, talk about different ways that, how different players on the roster are impacting the team. It's good to have hockey people around. I don't know if I would label Chayka as a hockey guy. He's talking about how when he was in Arizona, how they were looking for a number one center and all this stuff. I'm like, dude, you haven't been in Arizona in 6 years. They're loaded now. Look at all the talent they have now. So since you left, they've accumulated a number of assets and a lot of great prospects that obviously allowed them to make the playoffs. But my point is, they asked him who's going to have the final say. And then the next question was, how far are you guys away from winning the Stanley Cup? This can be for anyone up there on the panel. And they're like, you want to answer? You want to answer? Nobody wanted to answer.
Jesus.
So they couldn't. I wanted somebody to be like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
We're going to win in the next 4 years.
We got superstars on this team, damn it. We got a guy that can score you 70. We're right here. We got to fix a couple things. Yeah, we got to fix a couple things, but we're right here.
Hey, so I do say that I love the fact that they kind of went against the grain because it makes it more fun for us, man. I mean, this is just, it's full on theater watching this whole press conference. But if you're watching this and you're truly taking a step back and looking at it, I mean, it's easy to sit back and say, this has zero chance of having any success. This is going to be an absolute disaster. I hope I'm wrong. And in the case of Chief, I put it on Twitter last night. A little bit of a
Did you see it, guys?
A little bit of a cryptic way.
Did you see it?
Saying that he was expected to meet with Chayka last night. He's already met with Matt Sundin. And the prevailing feeling is that he's going to stay on as head coach. But I would imagine that seat's going to be somewhat warm when the season starts. And, eventually they're going to identify who that next guy is, or Chief coaches his way into staying there long term. Chief's going to be comfortable with Matt Sundin. Matt Sundin's going to like Chief.
I agree with that.
The Chayka Chief combination, I don't know how that's going to go. But if you look at the last three general managers who Toronto has hired, and another thing, real quick, because Brad Treliving, he was sandwiched between Dobes and Chayka. What had Treliving really ever done before he got the job? And people acted like this guy was going to be a great general manager for Toronto. It proved to be the opposite. He wasn't a great general manager. They're worse off now, today, than they were the day that he took over as general manager for Toronto. So the hope is that Chayka, when he leaves, that the organization's better than it is today, because it's not better today than it was the day that Treliving took over.
I get what you're saying. With the Treliving, the Chayka ordeal, but you also had Lou. You had Brendan Shanahan.
No, you didn't.
Well,
before that.
No, I know.
Not with Treliving.
No. I'm just saying, you've been through all these different monster coaches, all these different GMs. You had this guy up here, you had this guy over here. You've been basically through it all. So hiring maybe somebody new like this it's just different. Mm-hmm. You already had Lou and didn't work.
Well, you had
this,
you had
didn't work.
Dobes.
You had Dobes
and that didn't work, right?
You had Dobes.
Although they were competitive teams, and he and Mike Babcock had the team.
You had Babcock. You got Berube
evolving into a perennial division contender and a perennial playoff team. They never got it done in the playoffs. But they were making the playoffs.
Sure.
So then you make the switch. You get Dobes out of there. They bring in Treliving, who came from Calgary.
Here's my point.
I don't know. It wasn't a very sexy hire to me, and it proved to be the case because he didn't stay there very long.
But my point is, last 10 years, since this whole thing's really been going, like the 10-year thing with Matthews and whatnot, like you've been through it all. You've had big dogs that have experience. You've had monster coaches that won. You've had this, you've had that. Now you're going in a different direction. It didn't work. Then you're going another direction. So I don't think they know what the fuck to do.
No, I know. And Dobes,
they don't know what to do.
In fairness, listen, he was a hot name internally, right?
Yeah.
Brendan Shanahan hired him. He was young. He's going to be unbelievable. He was running the American League team. They won a championship down there.
That helps.
You know,
Just like Otter's doing right now.
He had that connection with Sheldon Keefe. Keefe was like a hot up-and-coming coach.
Yeah, Keefe. You had this.
So you had a lot of momentum, a lot of reason to be excited or to believe that they had a plan in place that was going to work. It just never really worked. Then those guys came out of the picture. You bring in Tree Living, and things just really went south this past year with he and Craig Berube in charge. You couldn't keep Marner. The way that they handled that situation was an absolute disaster. To let him walk away, not get anything in return from Mitch Marner, proved to be a disaster. And they just haven't been able to.
And your star
together.
players had slowed down quite a bit.
Injuries had a lot to do with it.
He slowed down quite a bit. And William Nylander's still producing, but he's had a weird year too. He did a bunch of weird. It's been bad up there. Mm-hmm. It's been bad, and you had the window to where you were competitive, and you just couldn't figure it out. But you've also been through different coaches, different GMs. I mean, the last decade has been a whirlwind. So, putting this place, all these guys together now, that people might be tripping. This might be something different and new, and it could work. I don't know.
A lot of people are saying this is one of the most coveted jobs in the league, and. Listen, I know they're a storied franchise who hasn't won in forever, okay? So I know they're storied. There's a lot of history
We've been through that
with
too
the
here
Toronto
in St.
Maple
Louis,
Leafs,
yeah.
okay? But with that all being said, I think there's a lot of general managers who are watching this press conference in their office, in their city, with a team that isn't as storied as the Toronto Maple Leafs and are all saying to themselves, I got it pretty good here.
Chilling.
I'm good. I'm good here.
I'm chilling.
Okay? I don't need that. Okay? It's like,
nope.
And I know people had asked over and over, like, I don't believe they ever asked for permission to talk to Doug Armstrong. And I said it over and over on various platforms that he was never going to go to Toronto and work for like a Keith Pelly or work for anybody else. Just like when his name was rumored several years ago. I don't think he was going to go work for Brendan Shanahan. Doug Armstrong doesn't really have to answer to anybody here. He's got a great working relationship with the owner. He keeps the owner abreast as to what's going on. They talk every single day. But I don't think the owner's breathing down his neck being like, you got to do this, or no, you're not doing that. I think he trusts him, lets him make his own hockey decisions. Not every organization is built or run like that. The good ones probably are. But, the case in Toronto, if he's answering to Keith Pelly, I don't think that's a good situation for a veteran guy or established guy.
Define the the ownership group in Toronto compared to in St. Louis.
I think there's...
So it's a conglomerate of people, right? It's a
there's
board,
like a board
that you have to deal with that people probably don't even know how. They're just on a board.
Right.
So you have to deal with a fucking five-headed dragon instead of calling Tom Stillman, who still skates with us.
Yeah.
And he's in
in
St.
a
Louis.
deer stand.
He's in a deer stand.
hunting.
Like, what's up, Dougie? Like, I'll talk to you. Like, how easy is that? It's like when we deal with sponsors here on the Cannabis Trick podcast. We tell them, you're dealing with Andy and I. You're not dealing with somebody that's in a different... We're not owned by anybody. So it's just a different animal that makes you feel a little bit more...
So you know what I'm saying from that standpoint? It's like, if I'm an established GM, I mean, think about the most... Like, if you're Jim Nill or somebody like that.
Who was cool the other night?
Oh,
you see
he
him
was so
hug,
cool,
what's
man.
his name?
So cool.
Billy G.
But Billy Guerin...
He ain't you out of your mind.
Breezebois in Tampa. I mean, I know they're all losing, but you look at Kent Hughes and Jeff Gordon, that two-headed monster. I call it the three-headed monster in Montreal because all of them have been unbelievable. I mean, Jeff Gordon, who has the managerial experience, brings in a GM with no experience, but he's a hockey lifer. He's represented some of the biggest names in the history of the game. Knew what he was getting in Kent Hughes. But he had the general manager background, so he could truly actually be the GM. But he needed a French-speaking general manager to work under him to be able to handle press conferences. They needed a French-speaking coach to be able to handle
and you got a good
press conferences in dual language. So now you bring in Marty St. Louis, no coaching experience, hockey lifer. These guys,
he was coaching his kids.
They hit the nail on the head with these two.
We had Marty. You got to check that out, by the way, all you guys out there. Subscribe to YouTube too. But we interviewed Marty St. Louis years ago. And we're like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm coaching my kid and I love it. And he just talked about coaching. We're like, this guy.
Oh my God.
Talked about it.
Remember how right away we're like, this guy could coach tomorrow in the NHL.
He's going to be something. And then boom.
I wish we'd go back and find what we said.
Dude,
just go back and listen to the episode.
We've had so many of these damn things, almost 400 to where it's
We've had all three of those guys on, though. Jeff Gordon, Ken Hughes, and Marty St. Louis.
Damn right we have.
All three were super impressive in their own way. Great conversations with all of them.
You got to check some of these old school interviews we've done, man. Sometimes you got to go back and listen to them. They're fantastic. They are. And we got those guys before anybody else did. Really?
Yeah.
You know, that was like before Marty did anything. So anyway, it was interesting. And he wasn't doing much. He was coaching his kid. Now he's going in the second round against Buffalo, and it's going to be a fucking gong show. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait for that. I want them to kill each other. I want this fucking Colorado and Minnesota series. I want them to kill each other. Fucking I guess last night, yeah. I mean, back and forth. Minnie Foligno hits fucking Makar. His skate goes up, almost decapitates him. He gets off the ice. Everybody's freaking out.
He played
comes
like
back
a
on.
minute 17.
How many points did he get last night?
I think he had 3.
3 points. He's scoring from all over the place, back and forth. Again, I said this before. I don't care if it's a 0-0 game and they're going 100 miles an hour like we saw the other night. I don't care if it's a 9-6 game. Like, just entertain. And this, I'm telling you, man, these playoffs have been fantastic.
Yeah, you won't see another 9-6 game in this
I
series.
saw that this
they're
morning.
going to tighten it up. Dude, I watched the whole thing live. The goals wouldn't stop.
I remember watching. I'm like, ugh. And this morning I watched because it's always back on right in the morning, which is great. And you just watch like this was a crazy ass game. Quinn Hughes, Cal McCarr, they're going back and forth.
So
and back
this
and
is
forth.
like
Jesus.
Let's
go.
This is one of the most.
This is where hockey needs to take the next step.
This is maybe the most interesting individual matchup in hockey for me. McCarr versus Hughes. I know everyone's always like Crosby, Ovi,
Sure.
McDavid, Crosby, whatever.
Sure.
Those are all amazing matchups too. But to see Hughes and McCarr on the ice at the same time and just match one another with
Dangling
one
guys.
unbelievable play after the next. Quinn Hughes was incredible in that game too.
And he scored a goal too, where
Dude, he scored an amazing goal. You see his spinorama backhand pass?
You're damn right I did.
Stops on a dime.
He just comes in and he acts like he's walking the line. He shimmy shakes you. Then he comes down into traffic, right at the top of the circle, and he acts like he's going to rip the puck, where he bends on that motherfucking thing, just like we saw Owen Tippett do. Then he just changes direction just a little bit. Everybody freaks out. Boom, he just slides it top
Right.
shelf every time.
But his puck placement, same with McCarr, their ability to place the puck in a specific area, like they nail their spot. It's the only area they can, because there's always bodies in front.
Yeah.
So they know where the goalie can't see it, whatever, and they're able to place the puck. Their accuracy with their shot is incredible when they're on the move, like with their shiftiness and their.
Do you think Quinn Hughes meant to shoot it off
agility.
the skate?
I do.
I do too. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Yeah. Oh, I do.
People were like, no.
No, he did.
There was nobody there. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Listen, I don't know if he
This
knew.
guy slows the
I don't
game
know if
down,
he knew he
dude.
was going to get the bounce, but he's like, I'm
He's
going
like,
to throw
"Go
it off
right
the
there."
skate, and
Yes.
if maybe his teammate
It's
can get to the puck.
chaos. There's nothing else. I have no angle. There's 2 guys in front of me. I got to throw it right off the skate.
So McCarr gets hurt, like you said. He plays just over a minute in the first period. Then he comes back. You see him kind of testing it out in the second.
What was he testing out?
His right leg.
That was a big hit. His leg went fucking up.
Yeah.
Almost fucking killed Big Marcus.
But he was like, all right. So it was the Quinn Hughes show up to that point, even though Colorado had a 3-0 lead.
He
And
came back. I mean, unbelievable.
Minnesota came back and tied. It was tied 5-5 after the second period. But I just love how McCarr was like, I'm not going to be outdone. All right. So
There
now
you go.
had your turn. So now I'm
Let's
going to
go
take
then.
over the game too. Because it was one of those, McKinnon didn't really take over. He still had 3 points in the game. Got the empty netter at the end.
He had a couple things he was doing where he was shimmy shaking guys.
But Colorado,
Can't do anything
man,
about
they're
it.
more than just McKinnon and McCarr and Natchez. Like, you really watch them play between Lehkonen and all these other guys, man. Colton, like they got all these guys that are unreal role players
Well said,
that are good players.
Both
man.
goalies.
Kadri's good too.
Both goalies weren't great. And there was a couple of goals where you're like, oh, God. Like, you don't want to see that. You got to figure that out. And they didn't they didn't pull Wallstedt either throughout that game. You got to figure it out. It's all good. But I like that back and forth. I do, man. These are
Do
two.
you think it stays like that? I don't think so.
No, God, no. They're going to tighten up shit like you can't believe. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
They're looking at
Neither
video.
coach is overly happy. about
No,
that.
you don't want games like that. But for us, I'm not coaching. I don't give a shit. Go back and forth. Entertain me.
All right, couple things for you. So people are all over Joel Quenneville again. Are you seeing that?
Of course they are, dude. That's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. I know. I see everything, Andy. I see it all, especially that kind of stuff. I'm going to give a little Joel a shout out, man. I saw him hugging everybody after that series. I love you, buddy.
He was so genuinely
You're so nice to me and
happy.
Andy.
So genuinely happy. And you saw his interview at the end, and he's just, because he hadn't been in this position in a long time.
I know.
Didn't know if he was ever going to coach again. And I know everyone has their opinions, man. I'm not even going to get into it.
No, he fucked up, but it's all good.
He came in here, sat exactly
Sat
where you're
down
sitting for an hour and a half, dude.
Are you kidding? and sat there and asked and answered every single question. And he got ridiculed for years and years. He had to hide. Hall of Famer had to hide. Yeah, he fucked up. There was way more to the story than you think on that. We don't even
And Gary wouldn't,
get into it.
Gary
Okay?
wouldn't put him back in.
Gary
Like,
it was a
wouldn't
long.
reinstate him, dude. They had to wait forever.
Joel's coming out to St. Louis, hanging with all of us at all these different events. He's supporting the fans. He's talking to everybody. Even though he's probably like, I don't want to deal with this because he's getting asked questions left and right. He still came out here, supports all Chaser stuff. Like, no, we're rooting for Joel Quenneville. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
And Pat Verbeek, man, he's been on our podcast
yeah.
twice.
Pat, what's up,
And
baby?
he knew what he was getting in Joel Quenneville, dude.
No shit.
It's like no surprise. And all of a sudden, his first year there, look at what they
The bag hat.
what they do.
The bag hat had some pretty funny.
I know.
He's so funny, dude.
I wish somebody was going to ask.
I'm such a pussy.
Chayka,
I don't even like it.
Did he really have 6 computers in his office?
Did you see that?
With like 5 of them didn't work?
Yeah.
I asked somebody
So funny, dude.
who would know in the Arizona organization from before. I'm waiting for them to get back to me.
Didn't work. Dude, he's hilarious. I'm sorry. He's hardcore, but fuck.
But I had people reach out to me too because I was tweeting some stuff, reporting some stuff. I said last week that, this Sundin Chayka combo, it looked like it was going to happen, Chayka. And then I said, hey, the more you connect the dots, you can perfectly understand how they got to Chayka and how he got the job. I mean, I know they're saying that Ty Domi had nothing to do with it and whatever. I mean, come on. Ty Domi and Matt Sundin are super, super tight.
Oh, yeah.
He's as influential as any person in that city when it comes to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
One of the most
in that
popular players
organization.
ever.
His son plays there.
He's the most popular hockey player, one of them. Ever.
Domi and Chayka have a long history. Now, Chayka and Sundin have known each other for a long time. It's just everything came together. Listen, that's typically how it works. You can interview a million people like Vancouver's doing. They're interviewing literally everybody, Cam. I'm surprised your phone hasn't rang
Campbell?
yet. She has not gotten the interview yet.
Well, didn't she? Wait.
Who, Jessica?
Didn't Jessica leave on her own?
Colin Campbell.
No, Jessica.
Let me finish Vancouver, though, real quick. They're interviewing everybody. Like, Pierre Dorian apparently just went in there. They've had a million people. And I know a lot of people internally are pushing for Ryan Johnson, RJ, former Blue.
Oh, yeah,
to
my
get
boy.
that job.
Yep.
And I love
Blocking
RJ from
shots.
back in the day.
Yeah, man, that's my boy.
And,
what a wheel he was.
oh, my God.
Yeah. Handsome
He
son
was.
of a bitch.
I think he's
Woo.
married now.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
but great guy. Love you.
Yeah.
Big time block shot.
Mm-hmm.
He blocked
So-
shots big time.
Oh, with block shots, he had great speed.
Yeah, dude.
I actually,
Great penalty killer.
Obviously knew him really well because he was
daddy
here in
died,
St. Louis,
I
but he
remember,
played for the
yeah.
River Otters during the lockout when I was doing the broadcasting of that too. So it was hilarious during the lockout in 2004.
That's funny, man. RJ, baby, a little shout out.
But they had
What's
a
up?
good young core here in St. Louis at the time. They were always all hanging together. He and Jackson, Matt Walker, and all these guys.
Matt Walker, too.
Yeah, Rycroft, all these guys.
God dang.
Um,
Good dudes, man.
So RJ, great guy. A lot of people in the organization want him to become the next GM. He's been their assistant GM the last few years. But apparently, from what I understand, ownership isn't fully on board yet. And I think he wants to talk to as many people as possible before giving the green light to hire Ryan Johnson. But my guess is he'll eventually get the job.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I'm rooting for him.
Now, Jessica Campbell, she would get a coaching job, not a GM job. Very sad day to hear.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking
that
about.
Seattle had to let her go. I thought it was a great press release.
I thought she left on her own.
Oh.
Didn't you see the tweet? Wait.
No, the press release said that she had wanted to explore other opportunities.
Yeah. So didn't she leave on her own?
Yeah.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
So was she associate coach?
She
ran the power play
and the head coach.
She might have been. So she's not fired. She
No,
she
wanted to explore.
She wants to explore
she left
other
on her
options.
own.
Okay, what does that mean? So she didn't like it there. They weren't winning, and so she's like, I'm done with this.
Maybe there's another team that wants to hire her. I
for
don't
a
know.
head coaching job.
But then the way everybody else was like chiming in and tweeting about how great she is, and like she is going to land on her feet. She's got too much to offer. I
She
hope
left.
an organization gives. No, I thought she left on
thought
her
she
own
left
to
her-
explore other opportunities.
What are we doing here?
So people are tweeting about her as if she got fired. It was a very confusing
And
situation.
how do you know that she was good? No, I'm just curious.
Were you in the meetings?
Were you in the meetings? Were you there when she drew up the power play? Have you talked to the players there?
Because I have.
Have you talked? So have
A
I.
couple of them.
So have I. And so, do you know that she was good? So she left on her own. Interesting.
Why
would you do
Why
that?
wasn't this the reaction a year ago when the entire coaching staff got let go except for her? She was the only one that stayed.
No one complimented any of those guys.
No one was like, hey, we're sad to see him go. Dave Lowry.
Did anybody say
he's going to go explore other opportunities?
We're sad to see Claude Julien go from the Blues. And my buddy Mike Weber. No, I didn't see any tweets about that. No. Why is that? So she didn't get fired. She wants to explore new options.
Yeah.
Wonder what happened.
Well, she just wants to explore other opportunities.
What other head coach? I'm just curious.
Maybe she's going to go somewhere as an assistant.
But why? You're there though.
You already had a job.
You had a job. Oh, you wanted more money or something?
I don't know.
Interesting.
You think they're not being upfront?
What the fuck do you think? We're being facetious with all this stuff, and you can't not come on. How can we not call that out? Aren't we all the same? It's so patronizing. Like, hi, little girl. When I see little Ivy, I'm like, hey, girlie, you're okay. Everything's good. Isn't she the same? So you can't say that she got fired. You can't just say that.
You're moving on.
Or you're moving on from her. You have to say that she wants to
explore. What does every other press release around the league say whenever they fire an assistant coach? They say,
thank you for your time.
They're moving on from Claude Julien or from Mike Weber, and we appreciate what they've done the last how many years they've been there. It's like the shortest little press conference.
Come on, guys.
And so,
come on.
Well, that's kind of how Seattle is.
Come on.
They're kind of built on that foundation.
Come on. Right? And if I'm her, I'm like, just say I got fucking fired.
Right.
Why are you treating like I'm a 13-year-old? Why are you treating me like this? In fact, I'm offended that you're treating that I'm different than everybody else.
I think what they said all along when they hired her and when she was working there, we don't treat her any different. It's no different than any other coach.
Why would you?
She's got the same respect that all the other coaches have.
Of course. And rightfully so. And the players should treat her the same as everybody else too. That should be the case. But now you fired her, but you don't say you fired her.
How dare you say that?
Is she a child? Is she a child? And if I'm her, I'd be like, fucking say I got fired.
Hey, watch what you're saying about Jessica.
Come on. It's just.
No, I'm just saying. I don't like how you're saying. I don't like your tone and how you're saying that.
I know. It's just, do you think we're dumb? Seriously.
Well, did you see all the comments?
And everybody's tweeting about it she was a bad. How do you know?
Well, who in the office would think that would be a good idea? Are they afraid of negative
because they probably have some kid.
But listen, are they afraid that if they say we are moving on from Jessica Campbell?
Yes.
What are they afraid the reaction would be?
What do you think it would be? How dare you move on from a woman? How dare you? How dare you do that? You guys are misogynistic. You're sexist. How dare you? And everybody's like, no, she didn't. The power play sucked. No, we weren't good, and we haven't been good.
We missed the playoffs.
We missed the playoffs.
They're terrible.
We have to change things up.
They need to upgrade the coaching staff.
No. Whoa. No. She's moving on. Why would you move on from that job? Unless you have something fucking buttoned up right there. What job is that?
Right.
Shit, we got fucking Bruce Cassidy on this episode.
She could be.
Where's he going?
Right. She could be getting the
He
Leafs.
doesn't even have a job yet.
The Leafs job. I don't know.
You know what? It's so ridiculous.
Although Chiefs staying. I thought maybe Campbell will be in line with that. Maybe, who knows?
Wouldn't that be something? Oh, the baghead. Toronto baghead.
The baghead.
Oh, God. I just look him up every morning just to see what he has to say. He's so hardcore. Little shout out, boy. What's up? It's just all ridiculous. Don't look like we're fools. I mean, read the comments, dude.
Everybody.
If we have a weird podcast here, man, I fucking read the comments on YouTube, dude. And if there's something, I'm like, oh, yeah, we got to fix that or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's always truth, especially when the algorithm, it's all negative. Do you think that's just negative people? No, that's the consistency of what people are thinking. Do you get that? She's moving on. To where? The PWA show?
I don't know, dude. I would wonder.
And make less money? I bet she's making fucking good money in Seattle.
You think?
Yeah, I bet you they paid her fucking good money. You know? Moving on. I've had enough. We haven't won the Stanley Cup yet. I'm done.
I'm done.
Aren't
with
you just starting?
Seattle.
Wouldn't you just want to keep your grip there? Keep your footprint in that city? You just started there. You've already, you know what I mean? You know the players, you know the city. Now you want to move on in what, 2 years? 3 years? What is it?
Maybe her contract wasn't renewed.
Wokey poo. Holy fuck. That's how you get bashed, man. I'm sorry. You know, and then you got that, I'll move on to a different topic. You got that badass fucking bitch. Fucking old girl that just won a
Cherie.
goddamn Cherie. What's up, DeVoe? What's up, girl? I watch that Kentucky Derby and her reaction over and over and over and over again, and it makes me fucking cry. I don't know why. The emotion, she probably busts her fucking ass. She knows everything about that horse.
You know
she gets up at 6 o'clock in the morning and probably digs up fucking...
dude, she's
Come
raised
on.
in the barn, dude.
And then everybody's like, the first female. She never brought that up one time.
No, she did say, like, in a couple of her quotes, like, yeah, hopefully this opens the doors for other women. But she also said, it never really crossed my mind.
Exactly.
This is a hard business for men, too, just like it's a hard business for women. She said that. She said that in her press conference.
That's why
dude.
You're the real deal, girl.
She's like,
you are
she's
a
like, this is
badass.
hard for a man to succeed in, let alone hard for a woman to succeed
You're a
in.
badass. And that's why all the respect in the world. And if I was a company, I'd hire, like somebody like that, like tough, like just, I bet you she works
So
her
how much
ass
do you think
off.
she got paid for that?
Oh, a lot.
No, just how much do you think?
Millions.
No.
No. Specifically, it's probably 800 or something.
310,000, 10%.
Do you know how much money she's going to make off that horse breeding? Do you get that?
Oh my God.
Do
you know her
the
husband
breed
is like an agent for horses? Like they find race horses for people who want to buy a racehorse.
So when
her husband does that. That's big time business
when
too,
you win
right?
the Kentucky Derby, you are on top of the world. And you get money from sponsors, from everything. And that fucking horse is going to breed.
But do you know that her career earnings, she made 310,000. So the purse is like just over like $3 million. So the owner got like 2.8.
Yeah.
Like 80%. The jockey gets 10% and the trainer gets 10%.
Yeah, the jockey was cool too. His brother came in second.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And actually,
that was it was like a photo finish.
It was so awesome. And I'm not even into horse racing. Like, don't get me wrong. You think my parents got me into fucking horse racing?
Golden Tempo, right?
Golden Tempo. And so the second place horse, forgot the name, the owner came up to the jockey that came in second, who was brother with Jose, who came in first, and goes up to him. It's an awesome video. And he goes, your family won today. Your family won.
Oh,
Andy.
man.
God almighty.
Anyway, so Cherie.
Cherie, what's up? It's my girl
She's
right there.
Badass.
That's my girl. Badass bitch. She fucking digs out those fucking stables. She fucking takes care of that horse. I would love to see her daily, every fucking day.
Dude,
what
she
you
runs
do.
stables with like over 30 horses.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So anyway.
Badass.
So she grew up in it. Like I think her parents and grandparents were like horse people.
It's money. She probably came up with money. Like, don't get me wrong, but she acts
her
cool.
career earnings are like over $30 million.
Yeah, dude.
She's won like everything. Like this year, that horse was winning a lot of races. Although it was in last
losing
place.
A lot of racing, I thought it was losing.
Dude, but if you look at the earnings, she's like random, like lower level. I don't know if it may not be the same horse.
Yeah, it could be different.
She's got all different types of horses.
Because she knew, if you watch that video, and she knew the horse was still in last.
But in a good spot.
But it all opened up, and that fucker, and she knows that it turns on at the end.
Turns it on.
And she knew. She's like holding the thing like, ah! And people like made fun. I go, no, that's how I would be too. Making fun of her reaction. Are you out of your damn mind? She's fucking bleeding for that goddamn horse. And she's shaking. And the horse was still in like 10th, whatever it was. She knew it.
She knew it.
And then you could tell everybody else's reaction when they started coming around, like, I'm going to do this thing. I watched that video. It's just so cool, man. I don't know. A little shout out, girl. What's up? No big deal.
How long will it take for the Maple Leafs to win the Stanley Cup?
I don't know, about 70 years.
Ah! Don't ask me that. Max, you take it. No, John, you take it.
Imagine Matt said, probably about 40 years.
They're like, John, what's your role going to be? He's like, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm a hockey player. I watch hockey.
I'm an analytics guy.
I'm just going to. No, he's not it. He's just. Listen,
his sister.
Here's the deal. They had to put him up at the press conference because if they didn't, it would have been a more so of a disaster. They were like, we got to hire Mats to save this.
He answered all. Yeah.
From a PR disaster, even though it already is a PR nightmare.
Was Simmons question?
The Simmons.
He was like, no.
We might have to get him on.
Get him on.
Steve Simmons.
Dude, did you tag him?
No, but I mean, the comments are like going after him right now.
Fuck that. I like that question.
Steve Simmons.
Because I swear to God, I don't listen, Steve Simmons, I gotta go back and look at, I know he's whatever, and he probably chirped me. It's all good. But that particular question, I believe him. I believe that he did talk to hierarchy in the
He's
NHL.
like-
and they're like, this is so fucking.
He's like, people around the league thinks this is the worst, most atrocious
Yeah.
hiring that we've ever seen in hockey. And this guy is just like,
I don't know who you're talking
we're
to.
talking to different people.
I bet you he's talking to guys we know, and fucking they're saying the exact same thing. So,
Well, you know what? I'll
is what
say
it
this
is.
to anybody who's listening. If you're listening and you're a Chayka supporter, like you've worked with him,
Chayka!
you know him,
yeah, pump him up.
speak publicly.
Pump him up.
And if
yeah.
you know who those people are, reach out to him. Be like, listen, help this guy out, dude.
Yeah.
Like somebody come out to his defense and be like, no, he's fucking awesome.
Here's what I got from him. Here's when I work with him.
Yeah.
This is what he
Here's
does.
what people don't know.
This is what people don't know about him. It's exactly right, Andy. Come out and
Somebody
support him.
come out and support this guy.
They probably will. They probably will.
And listen, I kind of,
The
in a
win-
way, hope he has success because it'll make everybody look foolish. Like all these people that are being critical, they would never even sniff the front office in the NHL. So this guy's now on to his second job. He got hired at a very young age to be an NHL general manager, even though it didn't go well. And he ended up being suspended, and he had all these issues and controversies from the combine, which he was asked about, by the way. Didn't answer the question.
Didn't answer it.
Like, how can you not follow that up? Like, be like, hey, you didn't answer the question.
Yeah, exactly. No, I asked you this.
What did you do wrong?
Yeah. And why'd you do it?
Yeah, exactly. You know how many draft picks he cost the
And
Arizona Coyotes?
set 'em back.
Set him way back.
Here's what I don't like, though, Andy. If this hiring has something to do with something else more than winning hockey games and having the best person for the job, meaning there's other, just like these NGOs, just like in politics, right? Where you like, there's other people grabbing you, like, no, we need him because I know he's going to do this and he's going to say,
Right.
Is that the case? Because if that's the case, then I don't want them to succeed.
Well, because let me
Do you
say
get
this.
that?
Yeah, but let me say this, though. Too often in hockey, we only focus on the general manager, and you have no idea who his right-hand man is, who works right next to him every single day, who his staff is, and how good the people that surround him or that he surrounds himself with, how good they are. So if he surrounds himself with quality hockey people who are very good at what they do, they're smart,
Sure.
intelligent hockey people, well, they're only going to
Well,
make him look good.
Who are they?
What do you mean?
Who are the people he surrounded himself with? You got Matt
Well,
Sunday.
they haven't really answered
So
that
we'll
yet.
see. You know,
You know, there's some people that are around there
is
now.
it a kid
and
that
we'll
just
see.
graduated from college
They're
that
talking
knows
about Shane
analytics?
Doan's not going to stick
I was gonna
around.
Is there going to be like a
I
guy like
think,
that coming in?
You know, Brandon Pridham, I believe is his name.
Yeah.
Make sure I'm saying that right because I don't want to sound like.
So
I'm
anyway,
an idiot.
it's all good. And
they're
listen,
saying that he's going to stay.
you know, we don't know what's going to happen, and it's just listen. It's entertainment, and they're loud, and we'll see what goes down with this whole thing, dude. We'll see.
So here's the thing: we didn't listen to the first couple minutes
Yeah.
of the press conference. So apparently, he announced that
Who-
Brandon Pridham and Ryan Hardy will co-manage the Leafs on an interim basis while he conducts. Oh, that was before. That was a long time ago. That's when they fired Tree Living.
Okay.
So anyway, so we'll
It's
see
all
if some
good.
of these guys stick around.
Anyway, listen, hockey's been awesome, man, and it's very entertaining,
Mm-hmm.
and that's all that matters.
I had date night
and
over the
view-
weekend
the
too.
view-
By the way, I
the
want to get
viewership,
into that.
the viewership is skyrocketing.
What is?
The viewership for the hockey games has been skyrocketing.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, good, because it
I
wasn't
think
very good for a little bit.
146%.
Oh, wow. I love hearing that.
Yeah, that's good for us.
Well, it's
dude.
good when they have a game on at 5 o'clock at night,
Oh, I love that.
and then the second
Thank
game starts
you.
at a normal time.
Thank you. 5 o'clock. God damn. Anyway,
So I had date night over the weekend and had a great flank steak, man. Had an unbelievable flank steak and some oysters from Olive and Oak. They have the best oysters.
can I say something real quick? Anytime Andy takes a picture of himself smoking a cigar,
Oh, yeah, I did that too.
trying to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Cigar looks like a fucking wiffle ball bat coming out of his tiny head. Once you do that, Andy, my feed
Oh, does
blows
it?
up. They are bashing you so bad, and I'm trying to be nice back, but it's hard to. That cigar looked bigger than your fucking head.
Well,
I know you're
Instagram
drinking
feed-
that because I know you had nothing going on, and you called me and we talked, and you're like, I'm fucking partying. And then I saw that fucking picture, and I go, oh my God. And I look at my messages, and I'm like, they are
Oh, yeah, they were sending me that.
bashing you. So
I was getting the same ones. It was all
It's
fun,
all
dude.
good. It's just funny. You're like a tough guy, like
Oh, yeah.
like Arnold in his fucking H1
No,
Hummer.
just chilling.
It just looks
like
big.
on Kid Rock. Or
It just looks big on you. The
something.
cigar looks
What does?
big.
It does.
It looks like a wolf.
Well, that was a giant. That was a Crux.
God,
It's a Crux cigar.
I can't even see your
Very
face.
good
I can't even see your
cigar.
face. And then Andy said that he ate a bunch of oysters the other night, and him and Lori got down and dirty. Did you beat that up? I'll eat oysters until the fucking cows come home.
Me too.
I'll eat 1,000, and then I'm horny
Oh my god.
as a son of a bitch. A son of a bitch.
What do they have? It's an aphrodisiac.
It is, dude. I swear to God. And Kate knows when I order goddamn oysters.
To watch out.
And I
Shit's
look at-
about to go down.
I look at her like, you better get in the shower when we get home, woman.
Shit's about to get
Shit's
down.
going down because daddy's hungry. I'll fucking smash those oysters. And then Kate gets it. I know.
Dude.
She kind of likes it because she
Oh
know-
my god.
Well, I'm just saying. Sometimes, listen, when you're around, I'm around Kate all day, fucking every day. There's no kids involved. We don't need to escape anywhere. We're just around each other. So sometimes when you eat oysters like that, you go home and you make sweet love.
Mm.
And it resets everything, Andy.
Resets.
It resets everything.
Mhm. So we had the fire
Did you
going
beat that?
last night.
Did you get down and dirty? Does she put things on?
Oh my
Are the kids sleeping? Like, where are they at?
Well, sometimes that's
What do
makes
you
it,
do
makes
with
it
that?
challenging.
Do you tell the kids, get in your fucking room and you stay there?
No. dude.
Mommy and daddy got work to do.
Oh my god.
You don't do that?
No.
So they bang on the door or anything?
No, dude.
I
No,
don't
they're
know.
not like
I'm
2
just
years
asking.
old.
No, but okay. I'm just asking.
I don't think my oldest kid was even
I'm
home
dead
till
serious.
late last night.
You beat that up, didn't you?
God damn
Well,
it.
you're like, God.
God damn you.
Get
Hey.
over here.
Hey, I got to talk about Dylan Holloway real quick
Yeah.
because
Love
he
him.
signs his
Yeah, yeah.
contract extension.
Yeah.
And people wondering how it like all went down and whatnot. We talked about it. We talked about it on Hockey Sense.
Man, he laughs at that. He knows. Poor Lori.
Oh
He's
man.
crushing oysters at Alvin Oak. And Lori's like, oh boy. Oh my God. Fuck. I'll eat 1,000 of them.
They have great oysters too. Dude.
God, yeah.
East Coast and West Coast. Roasted,
Smash.
fire roasted,
Some bitch.
crispy,
God, they're good.
fried ones.
I might get some on the way home.
Really?
It's a day to celebrate today.
Where would you get oysters on the way home? Like, do you make them yourself or not? How do you make oysters?
Well,
Steam them?
it's kind of a pain in the ass because you have to open them up, and I don't want to
Oh,
even fuck with
God.
that. I'll tear my fucking hand up. So no, you just go buy them, bring them home. But it's not. They're not a good carrier for food, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
keep
might as
them
well
on
sit down.
ice or whatever.
I'll just go to a restaurant real quick and just give me fucking 20 of these goddamn things. Go.
Really?
I'll put Tabasco on it,
Do you
lemon,
think there's
and just suck them down. Like, blah, blah.
horseradish? Is it good protein, you think?
What?
Good protein?
Horseradish?
No, the oysters.
I don't know. It makes me horny, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. I got protein out the fucking
Dude.
wazoo with goddamn First Form. I just need to.
First Form's got so much shit coming out.
Yeah,
now.
they do. I want those goddamn
Pre-made shakes?
Pre-made shakes. I made a
Uh-huh.
shake this morning. Had all kinds of stuff in it, with creatine and all that whatnot. But it's nice to go get a 30 fucking gram protein shake and smash that son of a bitch.
Yeah, pick some of those up, will you?
I will. I'll tell Nikki boy. Nikki, let's go.
So Dylan Holloway, like he probably could have signed a max term deal if he wanted to, but it wasn't it wouldn't benefit him to do that because he hasn't been able to stay healthy for a full season. So why leave money on the table? See, now with the cap going up, dude, I'm saying this right now. With the cap going up and these superstars and all-star players, star players, superstar players, they're going to be able to get paid so much money. Why would they want to lock themselves in for 7 years when you're making 14, 15, 16 million dollars? Like, why don't just do a 4-year deal? Do a 5-year deal, do a 6-year deal maybe, and then see where things are at, and then go back to free agency and get another 14, 15, 16 million dollars a year. Like, it's life-changing money on a 4 or 5-year deal now, where before it wasn't unless you really signed for that 7 or 8-year term, then you're really getting some generational money, some life-changing money. Now you can get that making 14, 15 million a year. So for Holiday, it didn't make sense for him to sign for 7 or 8 years when he doesn't really have the numbers to back it up because he hasn't been able to stay healthy. But the Blues know what they're getting. So when Broberg signs for $8 million,
I was just going to ask that.
then you knew that he was going to come in at under 8, and that was probably going to be an internal cap. And he only signed for 6 years. But, so what's Holloway going to get on a 7 or 8 year term? What's he going to? Could he get to 8.5? Could he get to 9? Well, he's leaving money on the table if he starts putting up 30, 35 goals every year and stays healthy. So do a 5-year deal. You still got just under 8 at 7.75. I said on Hockey Sense I thought he'd get somewhere between 7 and 7.5 on a 5-year deal. He ended up getting higher than that and got to almost 8. And that's good money on a 5-year deal.
Well,
now he'll be able to go back to free agency at 29, 30 years old. 3 years old.
The only other thing I would think, you're absolutely right. Like, why not? Yeah, he's 29. He can sign another massive ticket. The only problem would be like if you had concussion problems. I'd be like, ooh.
Yeah, but at least he's got 7.75 times 5 in his pocket.
No doubt. But I would say like maybe if you knew that you had concussion. Not like your knee got bumped up.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the concussion
No,
problems.
I know. He doesn't. He hurt this. He fell into the boards. He did this and that. Like, those are fixable things. If your head's goofy, you want to get that long-term deal if that's been a reoccurring injury. But that's not really
I
happening.
don't know if teams are like looking to sign that guy with the head injuries.
Well, if he's dominating,
I guess.
and he still had an injury, and then all of a sudden you get through that, and you kind of know that could happen again.
Yeah, but
that's a scary
but
thing.
those guys, the superstar players are still able to command the 14, 15, 16 million dollars. Like, Cam, things are going to change, man. We're going to have a shift here.
I know.
Like, I don't know what the status of McDavid's going to be. I don't know what the status of Matthews is going to be. We don't know what the status of Brady Tkachuk is going to be. Werenski could get up and get the hell out of Columbus. Roman Josi may say, Nashville, see ya. I only have a few more years to really try to get this done and try to win. So we could see some real superstars on the move. And I think a lot of these superstars, like McDavid's like, yeah, I'll sign a 2-year deal. You're going to pay me whatever. They was making whatever he's getting, 12 or whatever he got, 14. What did he get?
I thought 14.
14?
Yeah.
So, okay, get another $28 million in my pocket. I'm already making $100 million off the ice anyway. So
is he making $100 million?
Whatever. You know what I'm saying? He's got a shit ton of endorsements, Cam. Well, he's got McDonald's. He's got Gatorade. All these Canadian. Like you go up to Canada. I was just up there, man. Like, he's on TV everywhere, sitting down doing so much shit.
He does not have $100 million off ice. Fucking, I will bet
he's
you
making 30
billion
40.
The big fucking NBA guys don't even have that.
A lot of them do.
$100 million.
He's the biggest athlete going in Canada, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Did you see Draisaitl's?
You got to be the biggest athlete here.
Did you see Draisaitl's press conference?
Yes. Fantastic.
I
love listening to him talk.
Me too.
He went back and forth.
He talks like he's the captain.
He got the way he speaks. He reminds me of Steiner for some reason. I don't know why. They have the same accent.
Really?
Yeah. The way he talks is just like Steiner. I don't know why. I feel like that. We got to get going, Maddie?
Hold on.
All right. Yeah,
so,
we got to go.
McDavid.
Yoink! Woo!
He's only making about $6 million in off-ice endorsements a year.
Andy thought $100 million. He's in Canada.
Well,
He's
now
in
this
fucking
says.
Canada.
Now this says. I don't know.
$100 million.
It's more than
You're out
that.
of your fucking mind. It might be $10 million. Shit.
I bet you he's making 10, 15 million.
You said 100.
Fine.
You know how fucking big of a difference that
Is
is?
Tom Brady making $100 million a year?
Shit, yeah. Maybe.
So
He doesn't
that's where
play
hockey's
anymore.
at. So like
He
even
doesn't
the
play
highest earning Canadian player in Canada is still only making $5-6 million a year.
You're in Canada.
It's more about hockey than anything, and it's Canada. I get it.
You're in Canada. You get that? There's
They
30 million people there.
They don't have money.
40 million people. Not as much as the U.S.
I see a lot of people with money in Canada.
Not as much as the U.S., obviously. You're only catering to
but he
Canadian
does, like,
people.
Tim Hortons, Gatorade, McDonald's,
Adds up to $5 million.
Cadillac, or whatever he's
So
doing.
you got 70 grand here, you got 100 grand there. That's not 100 million. That's 5-6 million. So
That's still pretty good, I guess.
damn right it's good. And he's going to make so much money. But I just,
Okay, so my
Come
point
on,
is, if you're a
Jesus
superstar
fucking
player, though, Cam,
Christ.
and you can make 15, 16, 17 million a
I
year,
agree with that.
why would you sign
I
and lock
agree with
yourself in for 7 years?
I agree with that. I said, unless you had, unless you're like, you
Okay,
knew your head
but
was
that's a
fucked up.
different
Well,
circumstance.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's all the only,
But if you're
asked
one of
me,
those
I'm telling
guys
you.
who I just mentioned,
100%. You have 5 year.
give me a
I'm
3-year deal.
I'm 29. Sign me now to fucking.
Remember when Korea and Solani did that? They did like 1-year deals in Colorado
Yeah.
to try to win.
Yep. Yeah, I do.
All these two-headed monsters, though, when you have a president and a GM, which I know Sundin's not going to be the president, but traditionally it doesn't always mean it's going to work, Cam, when you have more than one person kind of in charge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we saw that in Vancouver with Jim Rutherford and Patrick Alvin. Like, what was that?
Remember what was his press conference he had?
What was that?
What did he say? We had him on too, by the
But
way.
Brian Burke and Tree Living were together
Yeah.
in Calgary. The only one that's really worked, and you had JD in New York and Columbus and St. Louis. It just doesn't always, Shanahan, Dubas. I don't know. We'll see what happens in Philly with
I saw Doobie the other day,
Keith Jones and
and I went up to him.
Danny Briere.
He came in. He's got all this food on his plate and up in the press box. And I went up to him and I go, I got to shake your hand. He's like, hey, and he opens his hand up. And he fucking drops all his stuff.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
He dropped all his food?
Yeah. Just
My God,
I fucked him in front
dude.
of everybody. I fucked him over.
He hates you now.
I
Maddie died. Dude, you ruined his day. Did he get on his shoes?
You're supposed to laugh with me, Maddie, not him.
Did he get on his shoes?
He had to bend
In
over
his
and
clothes?
pick up.
Oh, like pasta, mashed potatoes.
He dropped his fork had things
salad everywhere.
like he doesn't want to shake my hand before he eats too.
Why would you ask him to shake
I
his
don't know.
hand? He needs both hands.
I go, hey, and he dropped
You ask
everything.
him what time it is?
Poor guy. I know. In front of everybody.
Dude.
I'm like, yeah. And I just left.
He'll never forget you for that
I saw
reason.
him 15 times after that. I pumped his tires
I gotta
up.
send him a text right
You
now.
got to.
Because he's in a great mood right now.
I-
After watching that press conference,
Dude,
these guys are all laughing.
like, did Cam make you drop your food in the press box? Poor guy.
I gotta send that.
And he has
right
to shake my hand, and then my hands are sweaty and gross. Then he has to eat his food. I think he went to the bathroom and just washed his hands. Tell him I'm sorry. Just tell him I'm sorry.
Did Cam really make you drop your food in the press box?
By wanting to shake your hand.
By wanting to shake your hand? Question mark. So embarrassing.
So embarrassing. I hurt the brand. That's what I did. I hurt just so embarrassed. I go, I have to shake your hand. He had 15 fucking plates. And stupid. Selfish on my part.
That's unbelievable.
He's such a nice guy, dude. I don't care. He was cool. Dropped this on that nasty ground, on that nasty fork on the nasty floor. Woo! Goddamn! You better shake my hand. That's what I do. Let's go. Let's
That's
go. We gotta
incredible.
go.
All right, so
on.
Bruce Cassidy on this edition of the Canvas Strip podcast.
Hell yeah. He was fantastic. And finally, we actually did the interview before we did the intro and outro. So
Yeah, I know.
he was awesome. And we didn't even like break down. Like this was like a couple days ago. So what was it? Last Thursday? Was that when we did it? Last Thursday? I think so. Yeah. Yeah. So a little delayed. So we didn't get into too many current
But
things.
he's hungry to coach
Of
again
course.
right now. What do you make out of these teams that just fire the coach with 8 games left? Like, I know that, like,
I don't know. It's working for Vegas.
Well, I know.
Or could it work with
But
Bruce, just like Bruce
here's
said?
the question, though. He won a cup for you.
Oh, I
Do they
know.
deserve a little more respect than
I
that,
don't
Cam?
know. Yeah.
Is it worth eating it and maybe not having as much in team success that year
I don't know.
in an effort to show some class and respect a guy that helped you win a Stanley Cup?
Where's that coming from?
Oh, yeah.
So he's probably like,
But I feel like Kelly McCrimmon's on the same page, though, man.
well, he's probably on the same page with the big boy. And,
And the big boy's like saying, "Hey,
who
we've had him on. Man.
What's his name again? I'm sorry,
Foley.
yes. You're damn right.
We had the owner of the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yes, we
on, dude.
have.
Yeah,
Years
that was
ag-
a string of
years
owners.
ago,
And he like dropped some bombshells on that.
he was
podcast,
awesome.
too.
But like, he's like, no, this isn't working.
He's like, get this guy out
Get
of
him
here.
out.
Bring in Torts.
Get him towards. I get what you're saying, but then again, you look at it like all these coaches, it's a revolving door. So like, yeah, you get fired. Torts is doing good. He's gonna get hired again. They all get hired again and again and again and again. And sometimes when you don't, maybe like a Dean Evanson, you're gonna have to go coach over the World Championship.
Mhm.
Then you're gonna have to do a couple things. Maybe you have to have a year being an assistant coach for somebody, and then you have to win. Like he's in a different story.
Bones, but I heard from a number of people in that organization, man, they were not happy. He's like calling out everybody. Like, he just got there. Like, I don't like these coaches, and I'm not saying Bones does this, but he's gotten hot tempered in these,
press conferences.
press conferences at the end of the season. He's done this before. Like, get it together. Like,
Well, how about the team gets it together?
get it together? The
How-
team
no-
gets. I know, but he said the same thing in Winnipeg.
How about they get it together?
Yeah, exactly. But it's like,
I
dude,
disagree.
like, no, I think some stuff can be said behind closed doors. Hey, maybe coaching had something to do with it too. I don't know. He thought he was the hero when he came in and all of a sudden won all those games.
Yeah.
He took all the praise.
And then boom.
And he took all the praise. Everyone was like, oh, Bones,
I just
you're
don't.
amazing. And then all of a sudden, you guys shit the bed down the stretch.
But I also don't like it when it's like the coach, it's the coach, it's the coach.
I don't like that
coach.
either.
No, how about the players? How about the players?
You know what I'm saying, dude? I think everyone's got to take some accountability.
I agree. He
can't
did go.
just
He went
point
score. He went scorched
He
earth.
pointed fingers.
I think that-
he sounded like he was going to have a heart attack.
I
He
think-
couldn't breathe when he was talking.
I
Do
think
you
that-
remember that?
Yes.
He's like,
Well, he's fucking pissed. But I think the organization needed that. You mean the worst organization and probably
I
all the.
know. Maybe they did.
Wait.
need that
You mean the worst organization?
ever.
Come on. You need to get smacked in your goddamn face.
Maybe he's like, hey,
Wake up.
wake up for everybody.
And maybe he saw things that we don't
they
even
enjoy
know.
losing or whatever.
We don't even know what he sees.
We got somebody
Wake the
coming on
fuck
that's going
up.
to be able to give us some answers there.
Wake up.
Looking forward to
Everybody's coach, the GM, the D. How about the fucking players that perform
that.
every
McDavid
night?
was playing with a broken foot, ankle,
Oh,
whatever.
Jesus, yeah. I love him, and I love Draisaitl so much. I do. Remember, I used to chirp.
He
McDavid.
basically called out
I love him.
Stan Bowman, like saying, "Hey,
Man.
what are we doing here?
You
Are we
see-
not trying to
he goes,
win?
What are we doing? I love.
Are we trying to win?
I loved it.
I love it. When sometimes you got to call out the general manager, and you know what? When you're Leon Draisaitl, you can do it. Most players in that locker room can't. He can.
and
He
did.
owes it to his teammates
And
and
he
everybody
did.
else in that locker room, hey, to call these guys
And he
out
did.
and help us try to find a solution here.
And he did. I like that. Sometimes you gotta call. You know what I don't like? When everybody knows it's bad, and the fan base is spending money to go watch you play, and you're not real. I'd rather be a little too real than not be real. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like things were
But it's
fine.
like-
We were almost there. No,
But it
no.
almost has more of an impact. I shouldn't say more, but it's almost like it's interesting to hear Draisaitl say that and not McDavid. You know what I mean?
McDavid said enough. Fuck, he called out the fucking
He
coach.
said we're average.
He called out the coach.
He did.
That blew up when we talked about
They
it.
got to change the coach there.
Who do you think it's going to be?
It could be our boy right now,
No
Bruce.
shit. Let's go. Let's go.
If he'd want to move there. I wonder what's going to happen in LA with DJ Smith, too. We've got some, I don't know if that's
You want to move there, is right.
because, he's got kids in high school he talks about and stuff
Yeah,
like
I
that.
know.
You know?
He's awesome. He opened up with us.
I'm
I
not
listened to his.
taking the Edmonton job when McDavid's on his way out. I'll tell you that. You know what I'm saying? If he had 5 years left on his deal, okay.
What
And
do you
he
got? What do you mean? You got Kapanen, and Nugent
I like
Hopkins,
Kapanen. I like all those guys.
and
But there was-
Frederick, and
I know. I like
Hyman.
Andy McDavid.
No, you're not that good. Without those two, you
And I'm
are.
going to throw this out
terrible.
there right now, too, before we turn it over to Bruce Cassidy. Because a lot of the reporting I'm seeing out of Toronto is like, they just think automatically that everybody wants to come there. I get that it's Toronto. But if you think Conor McDavid wants to leave to go play in Toronto under the current circumstances, there's zero chance. He'd have a better chance of signing in St. Louis right now than signing in Toronto. Because if he felt like St. Louis gave him a better chance to win. I don't think he's looking for the bright lights. I don't think he's looking for the biggest stage. I don't think he needs New York. I don't think he needs Toronto. He doesn't need Montreal. He doesn't need LA. He wherever he feels like will give him the best chance to win. That's where Conor McDavid will go. And if that meant it was a market like St. Louis or an under the radar market, I don't think he'd hesitate 2 seconds to go.
Well,
to
it's
that
got to be a
place.
market there, and St. Louis certainly isn't ready yet. But they could be next year. I don't know.
Hey,
but maybe
listen,
would he go to Buffalo if
I'm
they
sorry.
go all the way to the
The
Stanley Cup
Blues-
final?
the Blues failed to meet expectations, Cam. And when you watch the playoffs this year, it's a shame they didn't get in. They should have gotten in. When you see some of these Western Conference teams, I'm not saying they would I'm not saying they would have beaten
Well, unfortunately, you're
Colorado
Playing,
in the first
to.
round.
You'd have to, though.
No, but nobody would expect them to beat Colorado.
Yeah, well, okay,
But when you see some of the teams they got in, they should have been able to put it together earlier in the
He didn't.
season to find a way to get in the playoffs. I think that's a playoff team that had no business missing the playoffs, but they did. And I think next year, assuming they play back up to the level that they should, there's no reason to assume they won't be a playoff team next year.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if they were.
Because I think you're going to see a completely different vibe in training camp than what we saw this year.
Oh, I guarantee. And it's going to all be different because you got 84 games and you only got
different.
So I'm excited to see training camp.
Stiefel, we're success.
Let's go.
Success, baby.
What's up? We love you, Stiefel. Damn right.
Stiefel.
You damn right.
Where success meets success.
It does.
Firstform.com/Cam I'm about to crush one of these when I break my fast after the show today. An energy drink. They now have clear protein. I just ordered it online yesterday, Cam.
Yeah.
Clear protein where it's got like the texture of like a juice, but a ton of protein. It's like, but it is protein. It's
Making
like
you horny?
I don't know. I'll let you know when it comes, dude.
If you have another child, I will be upset with you.
Oh, God.
Don't be.
Okay, I got you.
I'm just.
Yeah, I'm not trying to have another.
Because you are a
Oh,
fertile
my God,
son
I'm
of a
fertile,
bitch.
man.
And he's had sex 4 times. He's got 3 kids. Be careful. That's going to affect both of us. No
You
big
saying
deal.
the 4th time was the other night after the oysters?
God, did you?
What did I tell you on the phone?
He did. He said he beat that up. So funny. God, that's funny.
Firstform.com/Camistrick. Use our link and use it today. They've got amazing things happening right now. Their apparel, their short. I wore their shorts all day yesterday.
Look at what we have on right now.
I
Go
know.
to YouTube and check us out, baby.
Unintentional.
Yeah, I didn't even know. Hell
What does
yeah.
mine say?
It says First Form Athletics. Oh, that fits you perfectly.
Athlete.
Athletics.
Mhm.
It says athletics.
I know. It's for athletes.
Yeah. Well, you're one.
Protein bars, energy drinks, beef sticks, apparel.
They got it all.
What else? Creatine,
Creatine,
collagen.
collagen, vitamins.
Woo!
Woo!
They got it all.
Woo!
We are in our Window World studios, baby. Window World STL.
Let's go. It's gonna get
800
hot.
get windows, boy.
It's gonna get hot. You need them windows fixed, boy. I tell you that right, god dang now. You want that heat coming in, it's gonna be 110 degrees for 2 weeks straight.
They sell so many damn windows.
Oh, your fucking AC unit's going out the wazoo.
Mm.
It's leaking through those shit windows you got. Call Window World. They will take care of you. Huge hockey fans.
Oh, yeah.
Loved in St. Louis, I'll tell you that right. God dang now.
Just over 20 years in business, they've improved the look and thermal efficiency of over 77,000 customers
Holy.
in St. Louis.
It's a lot.
St. Louis alone,
It's a lot.
because they're all over there. Ask your sales rep about the products that Window World sells that are compliant with the Energy Star standards.
Damn right, baby.
I love that.
Me
Plus,
too.
they raised a lot of money, Cam. Over $4 million over the last 20 years for local and national charities like Action for Autism and St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Hell yeah.
800 Get Windows. Get that free in-home estimate today.
800 get windows.
800 Get Windows. Or
800
check it
Get
out
Windows.
online.
Let's go.
WindowWorldSt.Louis.com. Love having Window Worlds. Love broadcasting from our Window World studios here at Half Coast Studios. Blue Note Roofing, baby. 314-920-5713. If you live where I live, make sure you check to see if you had any wind or hail damage.
Things are happening. Hail's coming.
I live in Tornado.
Tornadoes are coming.
I live in Tornado Alley.
Holy macatoli.
You know that?
No, I don't.
I live in Tornado
Don't
Alley.
tell me about anything
locally.
when it comes to the weather.
I know. You think
You just
know.
started paying attention to weather because you've been hanging out with me for 7 years. You've changed.
Oh, have I?
You've changed. It's all good.
Mm.
It just means that you know what cool things are.
Yeah.
Weather is cool,
Right.
but it could fuck your house up
Mm.
and it'll fuck your roof up.
Oh.
And David will come over there and fix your roof.
Okay.
And you'll get it done because your insurance will take care of it.
Yeah.
So if you have hail damage, you better call him and he's going to fix your roof and it's going to look damn good. Damn good.
David Novak.
Damn good.
Put that number in your phone. 314-920-5713 for Blue Note Roofing. Easy Tiger Cannabis.
Get your mind right. Get it right and get it right now.
Easy Tiger Arizona. EasyTigerAZ.com in Arizona, soon to be nationwide, but they'll deliver, man. Check out their website, EasyTigerAZ.com. Has something delivered for you. Get some of their apparel.
Oh, yeah.
What are some needs that you might have where you may need Easy
Well, you're stressed
Tiger?
out. Well, you're stressed out. Or you need to go to bed. or you want to get a little pick me up throughout the stressful ass day where you're dealing with people left and right and you're just edgy as shit and you need to take a little hit or whatever the back it is to get your mind right, and then all of a sudden you're fucking smooth sailing. Sometimes I gotta get my mind right when I come in here because Andy's gonna be 15 minutes late. He's gonna annoy me. He's gonna talk about his day that he had yesterday. Then I'm like, let's get going. Then I take a hit of weed. Then I'll listen to him. It's funny how that works. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to hear what he has to say, but then I get my mind right and I'm like, go ahead, Handy. Tell me about your problems. Tell me about your problems.
But what
and
about
I listen?
Pain or like people who
Pain
have
too,
issues?
yes. All that stuff. Sleep, all of it. You know, get away from the bullshit meds, man, and take a couple of fucking gummies, dude. Put you downtown Chinatown if you want to. Chocolates, anything, whatever you like. There's drinks. There's all kinds of stuff. That's why alcohol sales has gone down so much because of this stuff.
I love it. EasyTigerAZ.com. Love having them on the Cam and Strick podcast. Spas and more, baby. We put the in spa.
I just got my,
your Pro 6 sauna.
Yeah. Sweaty
Have you
sweaty
been
goat.
inside it?
It's called a sweaty goat.
Have you not put it on Instagram yet?
No, I will. Kate and I are putting carpeting in.
I mean, you don't need all that. I tell you, you overthink it. Do a filter. Put like a fake background, like where you're like in a gym or something, you know?
Don't tell me what the fuck to do.
Because I got my master spa coming and it's my girl.
Angie's my girl, not yours. She's mine. She knows what's up. We put it in. The guys that did this were the nicest. They did this in 2 seconds. They put a 3-person spa. It's big in my basement. It took literally 2 seconds. They were the nicest guys in the world. I had to do like an interview and stuff like that. And they treated us so great.
We had a meeting.
That spa,
we had a meeting.
Those spas and more, they're fantastic. We got this badass sauna. I got Kate and Mom and Dad badass sauna. Andy's getting a shit-kicking a hot tub with like 50 people in that goddamn thing. He's going to have his little fires outside, smoking cigars. Can't see his face because the cigars are too big. And he's going to be sitting in the sauna, and he's going to be eating oysters.
Like a wiffle ball bat.
He's going to be eating oysters. And he's going to be like, Lori, get in here now. The kids are sleeping. Get in here, woman. That's what you're going to do. And you're going to make sweet love, but she's not getting pregnant.
In the hot tub?
In the hot tub. Who cares? That's your hot tub, dude. Okay, christen it. Okay.
Oh, you gotta.
You don't think Kate and I would? Are you out of your goddamn mind? Get in here, girl.
With all the bubbles.
With Daddy. Daddy ate oysters.
What'd you have for dinner tonight?
Fucking 90 oysters. Kate's gonna be like, oh boy.
They got the Michael Phelps swim spas too.
Oh my God, they got gigantic.
This master spa, I can't wait to show you. I can't wait to show
huge.
everyone.
Wait do you see this thing? It's gigantic. Oh my God, Andy's got a monster getting put in his backyard.
We love Bruce Cassidy, Butchie baby on the Cam and Strick podcast.
What's up?
The Cam and Strick podcast is brought to you by First Form, baby. Use our link and do it today. www.firstform.com/camandstrick.
Get jacked now. They are the real deal.
Get that protein, check out the apparel, eat those bars, and drink those energy drinks. Firstform.com/camandstrick.
Yeah.
Now on to the interview. When you do TV, do you look at it like you guys have the easiest job in the world? I mean, this is like you just watch hockey and talk about it. Like it's not that hard, is it?
That part is yes, I agree with you, but I gotta give them credit. I went in at like 5:30 to the studio. The game we were going on at 7, and I left there. It was like 1:30 in the morning.
I know. They're long days, man. There's no doubt.
Yep.
Like it was a fucking grind. Like and you get up and you watch the game and put your jacket back on. You got 3, this clip on, a mic here. Like it's a bit of a pain in the ass. Like I'll watch a couple games at night here, but I'm usually in my PJs and cracking a bottle of wine doing it. Not like
I know. And the problem is in the playoffs, and we just hit record and we just go. But the problem is in the playoffs. You don't know when the game's going to end. It's like a baseball game. I mean, it could go on 13 innings. It could end in 9 innings. You don't know if it's a 2-hour game or a 4-hour game.
Yeah, and that night there was no overtime. It's funny because the guys were talking about that. They're kind of fingers crossed because I think they had a late night the night before. I forget who was on, but anyway.
Vegas probably because they're in overtime every game.
Yeah, they were. That's right. They were again last night, double overtime. So.
Yeah, I agree with that. The weird thing is like you're rocking and rolling on TV, but if you mess up one time, then you got about 500 swinging dicks start chirping you on Twitter, and you're like, wait, I didn't mean it like that. I meant it like this. So it could become a problem after a while if you One little mess up, they want to get you.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's just part of it, right? I'm not on that stuff, so I'm not on much. But yes, I imagine if you trip over a word and stuff like that, so you got to be nice and tidy. So
Tidy.
Anyway.
All right, so Butchie, what's it like watching Vegas? Because, most people, I'm going to say this right now. You may not admit it, or you may not even feel this way. I don't know. Most people, if they were in your shoes, would hope that they lose badly, get swept, don't go on to have success. I mean, it's got to be hard, right? So what's it like watching them play?
Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to someone this morning and they brought up Matt Barnaby got traded when Buffalo went on their run. So he left Buffalo and loves the guys in the locker room. He's like, I can't hope they win because I'm not there anymore. So there's a bit of that. And you kind of want to sort of prove them wrong, that they made the wrong decision. Yet I'll tell you, they're great guys in that locker room. They're good character people. They're good players. And so there's that part of it. You're happy for them. So it's mixed emotions. It really is. Whatever happens, you just hope it doesn't affect. Like, to me, I'm on to my next challenge, right? I'm watching hockey, thinking about the next job. And hopefully whatever happens with Vegas, you don't get, overly judged by a playoff run when you've been there for 4 years at the end of the day. So whether it's good or bad, right? So
yeah, listen, you're not the only one, and I'm going to say it too. Like you sit games out, and all of a sudden the team calls up a guy to take your spot. If I'm up in the stands and I'm watching, I'm like, yeah, I want the team to win, but do I want him to score a goal? No. Do I want him to make that nice play, getting the puck out of the zone, which I didn't do the last game? No, probably not. So listen, we all get it.
Yeah, that's human nature. It's competitive. It's why you're competitive, right? Because you don't want to lose your spot. So yes, I think. To a man, most guys go through a little bit of both sides, and I'm no different.
Okay, so when you're watching a game, what are you watching? What are you looking at? What are you looking for? I mean, just through your eyes, you know the game so well, you know the personnel, situational hockey. Like, what are you paying attention to the most?
It's different things in different teams. Like, I watched the Boston Buffalo the other night, and we were obviously commenting on that game, but even Philly last night. Who's working above the puck as these coaches are into those little details, right? So how are they getting odd man rushes? Are the D making bad decisions on pinches this time of year? Maybe, I'm a student of the game, so I'm a big power play guy. So our power plays, what are they doing differently? Maybe now that you get a chance to watch different teams and not just review game tape, like watching it live. But I'm a fan. Like, I like great plays. Goalies make great saves, and I jump out of my seat too, or I'll be like, what the hell's that guy doing turning the puck over there? The guys are exhausted. They've been out there a minute. What the hell is he thinking? You know what I mean? So you're watching it probably just like a fan, because I don't have a dog in this fight. So I'll tell you what I don't do that I would as a coach. I rarely even notice what the officials are calling or not calling, unless it's obvious. Whereas a coach, you're always working them and a little bit probably sour at some of their calls, right? Especially if the first one, is a soft one, or I don't know. That's the part I don't care about anymore, is what if the officials are good or bad, and as a coach, you're always kind of judging them.
What about, I think it was late in the second period, 0-0 game with Pitt and Philly, and I think Philly was out there for 2 minutes, and there was an icing call, and Tocchet had Zegras come off, and all of a sudden they killed about 2 minutes.
That's smart.
Smart. I mean, like, that was pretty smart.
And a way to get them a rest a little, because they can't change after the icing.
Yes, yeah.
There's little things you can do like that, right? I know skate blade comes off.
Yeah, the old days you threw coins on the ice, you threw pennies and nickels, but who carries those anymore? No one has cash on them. So you got to find something else to do.
Yeah.
I was looking at some of your overall team numbers, from like the beginning of the year to the Olympic break, and then coming out of the Olympic break until the day that you were let go and whatever. I mean, your power play, I think was sixth in the league, right? From at the time you got let go. So you said when you're watching the power play, you want to see what different power plays are doing. What's the most critical component to a power play? Is it the half wall? Is it somebody up top? I mean, you look at Dorofeyev, who had 3 goals last night. I mean, this guy, his ability to one-time the puck is unbelievable. So what do you have to have a good power play, you think?
Well, people in the right spots, for starters. I mean, in Vegas, I built that a few years ago, similar to Boston, where I watched Tampa's power play really be effective against when I was in Boston, and they were 4 low. So I believe in like Kucherov is under the dot. Stamkos wasn't where Ovechkin was at the top of the circle. He was underneath the dot. He was lower. And that brought the whole power play closer to the net. And I think it was Miller who was in front back then, definitely pointing the bumper and Hedman up top. So they shrunk the zone. So their passes were shorter, harder to defend. So I really took that into Boston and into Vegas. And we were fortunate we have Mark Stone on the goal line because he's probably an underrated guy down there. The teams that pre-scout him know it. And then you have Hurdle and Dorofeev as the lefties. So he had the sticks in the right spot. They were good one-timers. The top guy can be either or usually. I've always believed the top guy should be more of a distributor than a shooter. That's just my opinion. Let the low guys go to work. And that's what's evolved on power plays. The old days, you remember, it was up to Shea Weber. It was PK at the
McInnes,
top. You name it, right? Big Z bombing it. Nowadays, it's more like those quick, tight passes. And I'll tell you, Gully's done a great job in Dallas. He redesigned the Edmonton power play. Everyone says, well, they got Draisaitl, they got McDavid. He went in there and changed it a little bit because they weren't great for a year before that. And he went in and did a really good job getting them closer and tighter to the net. Now, it helps to have elite talent. I'm not going to lie. That if you don't have talent, it's tough to score. You need players that can execute and finish. But he's done a good job in Dallas. I mean, it's kept them in their series, right? Their power play's on fire. So he's done a good job there. And, I've noticed this year, they've shrunk things closer to the net, got the sticks in the right place. They've moved people around. And I think that's the last thing. You got to be comfortable playing different spots eventually if you're going to adjust well, right? Because teams eventually do take away certain things. So that's when you got to be able to move a little bit and get out of your comfort zone. And good power plays do that.
Didn't you? And Pasa was hilarious on the post game there. He mentioned that you even told him, move around a little bit, kid. Let's go.
Well, he was a half-wall guy in Providence. He was young, and he just forced plays right through the seam all the time. And one nice one would happen, and an 8 would be cleared down the ice. And I said, well, you're going to have to get your ass in shape because if we're going to be, trying to enter the zone 5 times from your turnovers, guys are going to get tired going up and down the ice. So we just pushed him over to his forehand side. I said, at least you're coming downhill, you're a threat to shoot and hit the seam. And, and it kind of got us going a little bit. So he's right. He's being a little bit facetious, but he's right. And those righty power plays over the years, they can be like Winnipeg had a great one back with Laine. Scheifele was still there. And Blake Wheeler, those 3 across, they were deadly. So that you can certainly make Minnesota, if you look at their power plays, a lot of lefties moving the puck around. So sometimes you got to adapt to your, I said having the sticks in the right place, but you have to get your best players on the ice because you can't have $12 million sitting on the bench just because he shoots right instead of left or whatever. So that's the other thing. You have to be able to make it work with your top guys because, they got to, they're paid to produce, so you got to get them out there.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, this Dorofeev, he's interesting to me because, he got out to a hot start, I think it was this season, right? But last year he was scoring a ton of goals as well. He's got over 70 goals combined the last couple of years. Previous game 4, he didn't play in the last 13 minutes of regulation. They go to overtime. I think he still saw, 18 minutes total in the game. Then he gets a hat trick last night. So can you relate with that situation there? Like, okay, yeah, you got to sit him. You can't trust him in certain situations, but then he can reward you with his ability to put the puck in the net. Like, what do you make out of this guy? Like, what makes him go, and who is he as a player?
Well, listen, you guys know that my style, I'm an accountability guy too. And Torts is obviously sending him a message at the most critical time of the year, and he goes and scores a hat trick. So you got to give him credit for the end result he got. And he did score in overtime the other night, but they just went offside. So, and how you do that's up to you as the coach. You got to get a good feel for your player and your team, right? All of a sudden you start sitting guys that can help you win. The team's looking at you like, hey, what the hell is this guy doing? So, but he had a good night last night. He's a great shooter, has a good nose for open ice. The thing that we've challenged Pav with over the years is getting inside a little more in playoff hockey because you're not going to get all those rush chances. You're going to have to, like the game-tying goal he got with a minute left there, 6-on-5. He's right on the top of the blue paint. Those are some of the things we were trying to reinforce with him all year. I thought he did a better job at that. Where his game got better is second effort on pucks. He wasn't great at forechecking. He was more the guy waiting around. Hey, those 2 guys get it. I'll be the shooter. And he's done a better job helping strip pucks and be an F1 or F2. And that's a credit to Mitch Marner because we sat down. The 2 of us said, Mitch, I think Pav's a guy who can really help. He's a shooter. You played with him, Matthews for years. So this guy, but you got to push him to be a more complete player. So I'll give Mitch a little bit of credit for, they've played together a lot this year and getting him to get that part of his game. And some of it's just evolving as a pro, right? I mean, after you're in the league for a few years, you don't score in the playoffs, you got to sort of say, hey, well, what can I do better? And I think he's responded well to challenging himself too.
All right, so I asked you about the power play, and I'm really curious from a tactical standpoint. Like, what is the strategy on a 6-on-5? Some teams are really good on it. Some teams get scored on all the time. They can't keep possession of the puck, and it just, they pull the goalie, and before you know it, the other team is scoring. So is it all about getting numbers in the slot around the blue paint? Is that where you want to outnumber them? Like, what is the strategy? Do you want to hang on to the puck and be patient? Like, how do you approach it?
I find most of the time working backwards, when we got scored on 6-on-5, we got outsticked at the net. And by that, I mean our forwards got stretched and we had 2D near the net, but they'd have 3 or 4 guys. So I'm a believer in that. Find a way to get it to the net. Don't waste a shot and get it blocked by any means. So you get probably 2 guys a little bit higher, and then who's, like the other night, Eichel, he's going to shoot from there, and our team would know that. And Mitch would be up the top, or Theodore a lot, and he would shoot. And those would be the guys, and the other 4 guys would be around the blue paint. And sometimes you got to be in the goalie's eyes, but just be around there, so if the puck arrives, you've got more guys than them, and you get a quick whack at it. And I think if you look through the league, most goals are scored that way. And when you look at 6-on-5, they're not some great 5-way passing play. And that's the funny thing. You call a timeout and you're designing all these plays. And it really, it's like, guys, whatever you do, get some people at the net and make sure that shot. Now, it's time dependent too, right? If you only have a little, but if you have a full minute, find a lane, get it to the net, make a good decision there, and let's make sure we're there before they are. And hopefully outstick them. And that's what they did last night. And you go around the league, I think there'll be a lot of goals. I think that's how St. Louis got victimized last year in their 6-on-5 troubles against Winnipeg, and guys tipping them around the top of the crease and outsticking them there. So it's really important that your center iceman or low forward, or however you address it, he can't get overzealous or aggressive. I find, stay around, have that triangle in front of your net, so at least you've got rebounders and guys to clear the pucks if, when a goalie makes the first save.
Yeah, I forgot who the player was for Utah. He was late getting there. It was obviously his guy. And they changed right before that, too. So as a coach, that's got to drive you crazy. I don't know if you're calling for the change in that situation, or when guys change, if you're not calling for it, then you get beat at the net. Like, that's got to drive you absolutely crazy.
Well, it was a good play by Vegas to get the puck up in a hurry, so they got their easy entry, right? Like, that's the other thing. Teams can be stubborn at the blue line. You force at least a dump in, then you have a 50-50 chance of getting that puck back. But they had an easy entry. I can't remember how, like I said, the exact timing of why. And usually you lock the lane away from the bench so that you avoid that play. But those guys, I wouldn't fault them there. If they're tired, you're better off changing, giving an easy entry than being tied in your own end and not being able to clear a puck. So that's just one of those situations that Vegas, you got to give them credit. They were able to take advantage of that line change.
Let me ask you about the goaltending situation. When a forward struggles, when a D struggles, they can come in your office. You know exactly what's going down with them. You could show them clips, this, that, and the other. How do you deal with goalies? I know we all have goalie coaches. Everybody's got goalie coaches. When do you step in and bring in a goalie when they're struggling, and what do you say to them?
You do try to leave that to the goalie coach. He's built that relationship, and you don't want to step on his toes. So I think that's important that if you are going to meet, sometimes include him, or, hey, listen, I'm going to grab whoever it is and try to just get him to start feeling better about his game. It's hard to be, it's a tough position to be critical of, even though you get asked questions always after the game. What happened? Well, you saw what happened. We let in a bad goal, right? And you can't really say it. Whereas players, it's a little easier to. So you got to be mindful of that. It's probably the most mental tough position of any, maybe in sports, right? So mindful of that. And I'm a big believer in no matter what position, you work your way out of it. So if you're having trouble, get out there a little bit early, find some extra time, whether that's by yourself. And by that, I mean without shooters, just working on your technique, because you see the goalies all the time, right? They're at center ice, they're pushing off, they're pretending they're making saves. It's kind of, if you put a camera on them, it's kind of goofy when you think about it. Here's this guy flashing his glove and no one's around him. But that's what they do in their head, right? It's a little bit different. So that's how I would approach it. But most of the time, you hope your goalie coach finds a way to, push the right buttons.
It's funny you say that, because we've had coaches on, because if you're a head coach, sometimes you're just like, he's got to fucking stop the puck. Like, stop the puck. And then the goalie coach is like, what do you want him to do there? He can't see it. He's got bodies in the lane. There's pucks being tipped and whatever. So, and did you ever find yourself kind of going at it with the goalie coach because he's being too overprotective of the goalie when all you want him to do is just get in front of it and stop it?
Yeah, I mean, that's human nature. He's going to defend his guys, right? And the coaches are going to defend their systems. So you just hope that it works itself out. I thought we played Boston or Vegas a really sound defensive structure. So I wasn't about to change everything because a goalie had a bad stretch, whatever. I think it's goaltender friendly, but there are defensemen around the front of the net. So your example is actually exactly what we discussed is, finding pucks. That's one thing. And the way we play with our bigger, longer D near the front of the net, we're going to clear rebounds. We're going to, have good sticks in the slot, but we are going to have some legs and bodies around it. You're going to have to work to see pucks. So probably give up a few more long range ones in other places, but not as many from the slot. And that's the give and take. And I don't know if there's a perfect system out there, but that's just what I've always believed in.
What do you make out of goalies playing back-to-back or not being able to – and we don't see that too often, but like maybe they need rest. We see this with Ullmark. I'm curious what your experience was with him in Boston. And like when you hear about what he was dealing with this season, like can you relate to your experience with him? And while you answer that, I'm just curious if you saw this from Swayman too. He had an unbelievable season this year, and did you always feel like he had the ability to deliver and arrive the way that he has in the NHL as well?
Yeah, they were together. I think my last year or maybe 2 years, and that's when that interesting. What do you guys think of the big hug after the game? Were you fans of that or the?
I mean, what the fans get into.
The first time you see it, like, what the hell was that? And then, hey, it got them playing well, and it was their thing, so we didn't interrupt it. But I always thought that was unique. But there's also the analytics guys that step in on that about the goalies playing back to back. They have strong opinions on that most of the time it doesn't work out for the goaltender. So I think it takes maybe a special athlete and maybe one that's a little bit older now because they were used to having to do that. Now the goalies, it's like going to in baseball. If all of a sudden you went to a 4-man rotation instead of 5, I mean, they'd look at you like you're crazy. But remember the old days in baseball, it was 4 starters, not 5. So that's just become probably analytic driven, data driven situation. I think the game is much harder to play now with all the traffic at the net. Goalies get bumped a lot more than they probably did before with people around the front of the net. So a little bit of more wear and tear in their bodies. Honestly, it gets what do you have of those 12 times a year, 11, 10, 13 maybe. So you really should be using the other guy. I believe like that's why you have a backup. So I don't see a reason to put a guy in there. Maybe I've done it when we've had an afternoon game followed by a night game. There's not a lot of travel and they get their night's rest. Probably have done that once or twice over the years. Say you played at 2:00 and then, got on a plane and you were into the city by 8:30. So he's getting his full kind of rest and day. Then I think back to back is worth it. Otherwise, I think you'll see most coaches will just go with the other guy. And that's become just commonplace now. Swayman, to go back to the original, I always thought was going to be he was a really hardworking guy, conscientious, worked on his craft. So I'm not surprised he's doing well. We played great the other night in Buffalo. He's held, I know they lost 6-0 one of the games, but I think he's played great for Boston and probably what they need right now to stay in the series.
When you take a job in Vegas, because, if there's one team that's going to let the coach go with 8 games left in the season, I just feel like it's Vegas. Like nothing ever surprises me. There's never seemed to be a ton of loyalty from that standpoint, although Kelly McCrimmon would argue that. We've had him on. Yeah. But other players, I mean, Marc-Andre Fleury and some of the other situations that have happened over the years. Like, are you honestly like completely blindsided, or are you like, hey, nothing would surprise me? I mean, this is Vegas, and they could very well pull the plug. Like, how did that situation go down?
Well, you're surprised, right? You've grinded for 74 games. You're still in a playoff position. Your schedule is turning the corner. They were finishing with Vancouver and Seattle a couple times, Calgary, teams that. Doesn't mean you're going to win, but they're not as invested as you are. And Carter Hart was just about to be, healthy and ready to go. And, that one lingered for a bit. So that was unfortunate because Hilly was having a tough time, so he needed a bit of a break, and Carter came in, did a great job for him, still is. So, but that's the way it goes. So I'm not sitting here. I don't know what would have happened those 8 games. I don't know what would happen. It's all speculation, but I would have liked the chance, I guess. And I will say that and be honest about it. I mean, you're in this to win the cup, right? When you're coaching a contender, and Vegas is a contender, and they believe that, and they're going to do whatever they have to do. So that part I get. Coaches sign up for, and they know certain situations, and so that's not the part. The part is I'm not getting a chance to compete for the cup after 74 games. And you're coaching your team in October, November, December, some habits to be, so you're good in April and May and June. I mean, that's the way I looked at it. I'd had those guys for a while. We didn't score enough against Edmonton the year before. So we're trying to build those things in. So, that's the part that it's unfinished business, right? I guess at the end of the day, and I'm sitting at home watching the playoffs instead of being part of it. And it's the best part of hockey, NHL playoffs, probably any playoff, right? I mean, it's awesome. So that's the part that sucks. You're not part of it.
Does he call you? Does he tell you right after the game? Like, does he tell you face to face? Like, are you serious? Like, I mean, what was your reaction when you found out? Where were you? Were you on the phone, or were you in person?
I don't know. I came into the office. It was a day off on a Sunday. So, I just went up to his office. When you go upstairs and he doesn't come down, that's always,
So are you really thinking that on your way upstairs?
Well, a party is, because we hadn't had a good March. That is factual. We were not playing great hockey. You know what it was? We were finding ways to lose instead of win. And that was so atypical of us. We were that team that used to find ways. Look at Vegas last night. They find ways to win. Yeah. And we had done that for years but in March, for some reason, we just weren't able. So he felt that a change needed to be made. You can't argue it, right? Like that's the way it goes sometimes. I got a job because someone else got let go, and hopefully that's the case going forward for my next opportunity. Someone's going to, pay the price, and that's the kind of Ferris wheel we're on as coaches, and we have to live with that. It's just, as I said, after 74 games, you feel like you invested a lot in the group. So that's the part that stings. But, they have to do what they got to do. That franchise always has. They've been very successful, and it's hard to argue with the success they've had. And I'm not gonna. I won a cup there, and that's something that will be there forever. And I imagine there'll be a reunion someday, and the guys will get together, and you'll talk about it. It'll be great memories. But right now it stings because the playoffs are still going on, right? But, the sun comes up every morning. You start, like I said, working and hope you get a good landing spot going forward.
Yeah. You had so many great players in Boston. I mean, you immediately think of like a Bergeron, for example, but who was that guy in Vegas? Like, who's the no maintenance player that you can count on every single night? He's going to bring it, and you don't have to worry about him.
Mark Stone's pretty good that way. He's obviously had health issues, so you worry about that part. But in terms of him being ready to go, and he's certainly that guy. He's a very cerebral player. Doesn't need a lot of reminding, I guess. And Braden McNabb on the back end. It's absolutely that guy. He's a rock. He's a good leader. No matter who he plays with, he always makes his partner better. Always. And, him and Theodore have been together a while, but when Theo's been hurt, he's helped Korzak over the years, whoever was there. Well, Jack Whitecloud before he got moved. So he's always been that guy. And, a quiet, stoic type of leader, but does what he has to do. And I think that he's got a ton of respect in that locker room.
What about Barbashev? We had him here in St. Louis, Stanley Cup winner, was actually a big part of that Stanley Cup run. Fourth line with Steiner, physical, scores big-time goals. How was he all year?
I like Barbie a lot. He brings a mix of grit. He can play up. He's played with Eichel for years now. When we traded for him, the deadline, the year we won, we had a bit of a hole there. We had some young players in there, and we tried him, and he was really good on the walls, getting Jack the puck on breakouts, and so Jack could get it with speed through the neutral zone, and then he'd find his way to the other end and get into the dirty ice, right? And he was good at doing that. So he was a guy that did not need the puck through the neutral zone, and understood Jack did. So, and he can be, obviously he hits like a fridge when he's on. And we remember
big time hitter.
I remember because I was coaching the Bruins, and he ran over, I think, a couple of our guys in that series, but against Florida, he had the big hit on Gudash, and so he's just strong on his feet. You just have to remind Barbie about them balance, right? Because you start playing on the top line, you're getting your points. You got to remind them, hey, forecheck is still part of the game. So let's make sure we don't lose that physicality part, because the other team knows it, Barbie. They know what you're capable of. So just them knowing that you might truck them or run them over, you have to make sure you don't lose that quality, because it's going to give you, it's going to put them under, more duress, and you're going to get more pucks back. So just balance that. But I love the guy. He's a great fit there in Vegas.
Yeah, it was tough to see him get away.
Yeah.
I mean, and obviously I remember the series. I mean, he took a suspension during the playoffs that year too, but he scored some big goals.
Yeah,
Just absolutely crushing guys.
Hurting guys.
Yeah, Sundqvist was doing the same thing, man, on that line.
Can I ask you though, like as a coach, and I know you're watching from above now, you see all these monster hits that are going on. You see the dirty stuff. Is there anything that stuck out to you that where you're like, okay, that's gutless. That wasn't right. He should have got suspended. Maybe the Ridley Gregg, we'll see what happens with that. Maybe the cross check from Jamie Benn. Like anything that sticks out to you to where like, wait a minute, things need to happen here.
I think the Ottawa Carolina situation was bad, right? That's come on, like that stuff. There's still a code in the game, right? I understand your anger. You wanna run somebody over. There's times you want to do a lot worse than that. Trust me, to guys, but there's still honor in the game, and so I didn't like that one. Other than that, I think it's the normal scrums where, the Benson kid in Buffalo the other night, Kostelic takes a penalty on him going to the net, and did he whack the goalie? Maybe, but those are the ones you gotta try to take a number, right? That's the old days. Take a number, get your licks in when you can, because there's plenty of opportunities through the course of a game. So, but I think it's there's been some really good hits. I don't know. I found it to be a little less physical than some of the other playoffs in terms of the hits from behind. I haven't seen as many of those. Remember, you used to get a guy run through the end boards almost every game. That it would be that could be a 5-minute major. I've seen less and less of those, and actually some more cleaner hits. And it's the stick fouls now that are coming up with the visors all the time, and there's so many of those in the game now. And I think some of it is because the visors are sticking out so far. These sticks come up that in the old days would be near your face but would go right by it, because you're in a puck battle in front of you over your toes, and guys are lifting each other's stick, and the stick comes up and maybe catches them, and it's not like a blade of a stick going towards your face. It's more coming up from below, and it happens in face-offs all the time. So those are the ones you're seeing a lot of, that guys are battling so hard for pucks that they're ending up in the box a lot on those. But anyway, that's just my opinion. I've seen some good hits, but not as many, I guess, dangerous from behind hits you used to see that seem to be almost commonplace once the playoffs come.
How do you handle that on the bench, though? When Ridley Gregg, the sucker punch, the uppercut that everybody saw, and Sean Walker responds. I mean, he got him from behind. We don't see a lot of those hits from behind. That certainly was one right there.
Yeah. Well, that one is
that's
probably
a retaliation.
Premeditated.
Yes.
And I think most people would be, you know what? You had it coming, kid. So it's the ones that you don't necessarily know are coming that it just seems this year I've seen less guys sort of crumple down from hits from behind, which is a good thing. It's good for hockey. You don't want that. It's probably one of the most dangerous plays in hockey. The one the other night by the kid Crozier, was it, in Tampa? I mean, that is just old school to me. Wendell Clark, coming through the middle of the ice, dropping the shoulder into someone. And those are the hits people love. Now, he got back up later, came back in the game. That was good to see. But those are to me the great hockey hits.
Well, he got knocked out by Hagel the night before too, so he's got a double concussions problem.
Hagel's growing on me. I know you had him at the Olympics, man. He's growing on me.
Yeah, he's a great player. I think I started seeing it in Four Nations, and not just because he fought Kachuk, but just his overall grit and getting inside, and he plays in all situations. He's a nice player, and he's not this great big guy. He's not going to wow you like if you go to watch a practice or anything, but he finds a way, and he's really done a great job for that Tampa team. They need a couple other guys to sort of piggyback off what he's doing right now.
I know he plays like a guy that had to grind it out, that didn't have it handed to him. Right. So I love that. Hey, Carter Hart, though, I want to get back to him. He went through so much personal stuff. Like, as a coach, he's dealing with that. Now you're going to sign him. You're going to get him. Like, you feel like he was ready? Like, I mean, as a coach, are you like, hey, where's your head at? Like, you haven't played in a while. So do you feel like he was up to speed? Like, it took him a little while, and even when you watch him play, you still feel like maybe he's still getting up to speed right now,
Well, that part of it for sure. I mean, he missed 2 years, and I think we all understood there would be a a stretch of time. The interesting part is some of his first few games were unbelievable. Some of his best games. We went into New York, Madison Square Garden, and I think we gave up 17 scoring chances in the second period. And we were a team that probably gave up 12 the whole game most nights. And he was, I mean, and we win the game in overtime. You know, then you started to see a little bit of maybe the rust, and then he got hurt, unfortunately, against Columbus, and that set him back. And so you were, you know, I'm sure everyone wasn't sure how's he going to be going into the playoffs by, you know, having missed a time for being out of the game and then missed time from an injury. But he looks good in there. He's played well. He's given them a chance to win. So obviously he's overcome that. I guess the question will be, can you sustain that for
Right.
2 months, right? For 4 series when you haven't played that long. And, you know, those are all things that, you know, to be determined, right?
Would he have been your guy to go into the playoffs? I mean, because your other guy won a cup for you, you know. So I'm just curious.
Yeah, you know, he wasn't healthy, so it was going to be Hill or Schmid up to that point, and we ran with Hill because he won a cup for us. We were hoping he'd find his game, and he had pockets of good and pockets of inconsistence. But yes, I think everyone knew when Carter was healthy, he was going to get the opportunity. I mean, it's easy to say that now, but Torts obviously knew him from Philly, but he was going to get that opportunity to be the guy down the stretch, and that would have been up to him. And he obviously played really well, and that's, I'm sure, why he got, you know, his numbers were excellent. That's why he got to start in the playoffs.
Is there any, and this might be a dumb question, but, you know, coaching in Vegas, compared to other cities that are quiet, were you ever worried about maybe the young guys getting caught up in bullshit in that town at all? I mean, it's easy to, you got a little bit of money, you're finally making money probably for the first time in your life. Now you're thrown right into Vegas. There's people grabbing you left and right, taking you places. Like, were you ever concerned about that?
That was actually discussed when I got hired, that they hadn't had any incidents, which kind of surprised me. It was probably more road teams, which they were probably all the time.
Well, because they're staying on the strip. They're staying on the strip.
Yeah, so that's not my problem. That's the other coach's
Go
problem.
ahead,
So,
go out.
yeah, here. You need a ride? Here you go. So that I was a little surprised that, because even Vegas or anywhere, I mean, you can get in trouble anywhere, but specifically, yeah, you would think that, but that's that. And when I was there, I never, and I'm not covering up for anybody, we never had an incident. You know, so the guys were, it's a very professional group. I think the team does a really good job of, you know, they've got a head of security that's there every day, Tom, and he does a fantastic job. And I'm sure he reminds the guys, we have people come in, so I keep saying they have people come in and discuss some of those things with them, probably a little more than other markets. And I think the players have taken it to heart. So good for them.
All right. So I saw Anaheim play live a couple times down the stretch in Anaheim, LA. No one really impressed me that much, to be honest with you. You know, I mean, the Blues kind of had their way with a couple. I think they lost in overtime to LA. LA played every game in overtime, so no surprise that it went to overtime. But you had Connor McDavid come out and say that it's a pillow fight in the Pacific. Well, how do you define the Pacific this season? Did you agree with what Connor McDavid had to say there?
A little bit, because nobody took control of the division and everyone waited. So it's going to be Vegas, it's going to be Edmonton. And for whatever reason, we, probably go through it, but it just didn't materialize compared to, the strength of some of the other divisions. And then you have some teams that are, and I went through this in the Atlantic. So I'll use that as an example. When I was there, it was Boston, Tampa, Toronto, and then Florida came on. But every year, Ottawa, Buffalo, Montreal, Detroit seemed like they were taking their sweet time to get to the level that, well, a lot of them are there now, right? Ottawa, Montreal, Buffalo are all in. So it happened eventually. It just probably took longer than most thought. And I think that's going through a little bit of the Pacific now. You're going to see Vancouver that's kind of trying to figure out what direction they want to go. Calgary's decided, hey, we're going to go into it looks like, hey, we're going to go into our new building. That's when we're going to be ready to go. Seattle, different approach than Vegas in terms of how quickly they wanted to probably get in. They got in one year, but it's been a struggle a little bit since. So that's what's happened with a few of the other teams. I'll say this about Anaheim. They were like the Buffalo, right? You knew they were going to pop sooner or later, and here they are. So that's the one team to really keep an eye on. They're only going to get better. Q's done a great job. He's won cups. So it looks like they've kind of got to now they'll probably be a team you're talking about in the Pacific, I bet, for the next 6 to 8 years, right? They should get on one of those runs if they were able to keep all their people.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Because and they're impressing me now in the play. And they got great offensive players. And this Jackson Lacombe has been unbelievable. And they've got a a mean guy on the back end. Gudas,
Two of them.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
like, you know, goaltending obviously isn't great right now. Maybe Dostal will eventually get it going. And, you know, they got I believe Husso came in last game.
Cutter.
So but Gauthier is like a super. This guy's he could score 50 next year. I mean, he looks unbelievable here in the playoffs. But
Yeah, and they're strong down the middle, right? It's Carlson,
Yeah.
Tabish, you know, he might have been in and out this year, but he's a good player. So they've got those young, you know, center icemen that, you know, I think most teams try to build around if they can. And you're right, the goalie's been hot or cold, but you know, he's been good. He's been good at times. He's just got to figure out a little bit as a young guy how to be a number one every day. But they've probably got more. I don't know their prospect pool or whatever, but they've probably
they got a
more.
bunch of guys coming.
They've probably got more guys coming too, right behind them. So, and that's how you sustain it for that 6 or 8 years. You know, they brought some guys in at the right time. They've let them play. They do play a fairly wide open style for when you think of playoffs. Will that catch up to them? I don't know. They're up 3-2 on a team that plays pretty wide open, and they're out playing them at their own game a little bit at times. So it's working for them, and we'll see how far it can take them.
And one more Vegas question. Mitch Marner, you know, he comes in, you know, you got the band playing, everything, the parade for him and everything. And you know, his production a little bit down this year compared to what we saw the last couple of years in Toronto, and obviously wasn't playing with the guy who scored 70 goals. So, I mean, that probably has something to do with it. But what was he like coaching? You know, he came from such a market where he got so much attention and he was the guy. You think he liked being in a little bit of a quieter environment? You think that was good for him? Or like how would you, you know, discuss, you know, coaching him for most of one season?
Yeah, only he could answer that. I would suspect that when things are going well, you like that market. You know, you're going well, you're getting your accolades. When it doesn't go well, you're less enthused about it, right? So that's the good and bad about a hockey mad market like Toronto. I think Vegas was good for him. I think he went there for a reason because he wanted to get away from a bit of that. He was starting a family, so that's been good for him. I thought his numbers were still pretty good. You know, Vegas, at least I know when I was there, has always been a 4-line team. We tried to have that mentality. So he probably wasn't getting all the same minutes he did in Toronto, even though he was at 20 minutes. And I think that's still a good number. He's on both special teams. He was part of a 5-man power play unit where Theodore got kind of punted off and he was at the top. So that was a tough decision. But so we wanted to make sure Mitch was in good spots. I also think what happened is William Karlsson got hurt early in the year, and he's a really underrated player and a great 200-foot player. So we had to fill that void. And I moved Mitch into the middle because he can do that. He's a great, that's the one thing I found out about people thought, oh, Marner for the Selke. You see him now, how good he is defensively, how responsible, how good his stick is. So I thought it would be a good move to play in the middle. And there's a little more defensive responsibility. So that takes away from your offense. You can't really cheat as a centerman. You know, you can get away with it a little bit as a winger here or there, but cheat for offense, but not as a centerman if you're going to be a good team. And he didn't. So I love that about Mitch. He's got a high hockey IQ, really good that way. As I told you earlier, we you know, I put him and Dorofeev together and say, guys, listen, you got to work it out. You got to find ways to be congruent on the ice, and because that's what's going to make us a deeper team. And because Eichel played with Stone for so much, you guys are the next layer, and they've done a good job. So, and some days Mitch would get frustrated a little bit. So that's where I'd say, okay, Mitch, doesn't matter. Talk to him. You can be frustrated. You can be upset. Have emotions. That's all great. But when you go on the ice next time, you're the veteran guy. Just talk to him, work it out. And I think they've done a good job. I think that's where Mitch has grown. He's able to lead that way. And he's going to be a good player for Vegas. I mean, he's got an unbelievable hockey IQ. He makes plays. A lot of time you're watching the game, you're like, oh, this guy's open, you know, make the play. He's doing that before you even see it, right? And that's his special talent.
All right, I got to ask you this. What was it like coming back from the Olympics? I mean, you're on Canada's staff. Eichel's like popping bottles at the Elbow Room in Florida. You got a bunch of guys on your team who played for Canada, Theodore, Stone, Marner. He's doing his thing over there. Like, what was that dynamic like in the room? And are you reaching out to Jack and be like, yeah, okay, after the White House, you got to come back. And let's get this thing going. Like, what was that like when he came back? Everybody get along?
Listen, to the victor go the spoils, right? So we had decided they would have, you know, we had to play coming out of the break. The Olympic game, the gold medal game was on Sunday. We were in LA I believe, on Wednesday. So, and then we had to go east to Washington. So when Jack got the invite, it's like, well, this is easy. They can just stay there. And we'll pick them up on the East Coast instead of flying back and then going to the White House. So him and Noah Hannafin stayed there. We did not dress Stone, Marner, or Theodore for the LA game. So we had 5 guys out. We actually won. We played really well. You know, it's funny how that works out, right? The 5 best players are in the stands. And, so we decided we'd give them a little bit extra rest, but we had to put a lid on it. We had to get going by the Friday. So I don't know what the right amount of rest is. I mean, I think I saw guys like McDavid, certain guys went right back into the lineup and played. That's the way we handled it. Our locker, you know, I keep saying the locker room there is strong. Jack's a leader. The guys love Noah. So there'd be no animosity other than, hey, they won. And I'll say we now with Canada, we didn't, right? So that's the animosity, but it's not individual. It's geared towards, you know, their crest beat our crest. And, you know, hey, you're a competitive guy. We wanted the gold. We had it our way the year before at 4 Nations. They got it this time. So you got to move on eventually. But, you know, it was a tough one.
You know, we've had so many coaches on, including yourself, and they always say the same thing. You know, after every year, you learn something new, and you always learn something new. Especially when you get fired, you got to sit back and realize, hey, there's something I got to change. Is there anything specific that you look at now and you're like, this is what I'm going to do moving forward. This is what I'm going to change as a head coach?
I think I've always been driven by the X's and O's and the strategy of the game, and been my strength to identify problems and find a solution and implement it, right? And I think going forward, maybe that some of that, and that's usually through video, and maybe hand that off to the assistants a little bit more, and then get through the locker room. How you doing today? What's going on? Instead of maybe, because there's only so much time in a day. The players aren't at the rink all day, so you know sometimes it might be one or the other, and it's tough in the league. You get home at 11:30 at night. You're back in the office at 7:15. You have a practice at 11:30. You want a video session, so you got to get through a game. And I do my own work in the video, so I'm going through it in the computer trying to make sure this is what the message I want to get today out to the guys. Hey, this area of our forecheck was awesome. Our ozone spacing wasn't. And in the playoffs, you need a good forecheck, and then you need to convert. So keep building on that. And then maybe some days it'd be better off, hey, you know, you guys got that today. I'm going to go sit with Jack. I'm going to go sit with Mitch. I'm going to go sit with our 4th line player that only played 8 minutes last night and go through that stuff. Because there's only so much you can do in one morning. And so I thought, well, maybe I need to do a little more of that. Get in front of the players more in terms of one-on-one stuff, as opposed to crunching the hockey stuff, which I think is important. I mean, if you don't have, you know, structure, identity, then that's a problem too. So I think you got to find a balance in that and use your staff, you know, as best you can in those areas. So that's something that I took away this year, and we'll see how it works out going forward.
How was the Olympic experience for you? And what's it like not being a head coach on the bench? And how does that work? Because you guys are all established head coaches. You got John Cooper. How does he delegate in a tournament like that? How much do you speak up? Like, what's your role? Are you like truly like an assistant, or are all you guys just kind of like head coaches, but he's the main guy? Like, how does that work in a tournament like that?
No, you know, we would meet a lot. Practice there was at like in the afternoon a lot. It wasn't your typical NHL where you're on every day at 11 or 12 or whatever, 11:30. So we'd meet before and at night sometimes. I think he gave us all an area. So we knew that going in. We met in the summer in August. You know where we met? We met in Vegas. Imagine that. Team Canada hockey staff meeting in Vegas. So I obviously lived there. Pete DeBoer still has a house there. Talk comes there in the summer.
Oh, yeah.
Misha Donskoff used to be our assistant. He still had he rents out so the only guy that didn't have a place was Coop, and he loves Vegas. So he's like, don't worry about me. I'll be there. So he's coming over from Coeur d'Alene, so he wasn't that far. And we really defined our roles. The 4 Nations, I think we were a little bit looser on some of that because we were first time together. So we got it. So we'd put our video together. He'd go through it, decide what he wanted to show. But I think it's a pretty easy adjustment. In that sort of situation, you're working for your country. It's a privilege and an honor. So do it. I would have sharpened skates for them if that's what they asked me to do. But I think that's easy to sort of put your ego aside and do whatever Coop needs, support him. And I think the guys would say the exact same thing. I thought we had a great staff in terms of camaraderie. We got along well. Everyone was a little different personality, but we all stayed in our lanes when we needed to. We all put an opinion out there if it was asked. So I think we all knew that, John or Coop was the boss and whatever he needed. And I thought we supported him well. I thought he did a really good job of, like I said, letting us have an opinion. And then, hey, he takes the information, he does what he sees fit. And he messaged the guys very well. If you know Coop, it's one of his biggest strengths. He has a really good way of understanding what the players are looking for and how to get that to them in the right way. And it's why he's had longevity there in Tampa.
Yeah, we've known Coop forever, man. Since he was coaching Tier 2
Damn
here
right.
in St. Louis
With all our buddies.
in the North American League.
Yeah.
He thought he was in the NHL back then, though, too.
Listen, I love the guy. He's got personality. He's not overly serious yet. When it's time to get to work, he does. And as I said, it was a good experience. Short of winning the gold, obviously, it was a really, really cool to be around. Well, the players, obviously, right? You got, 25 of the best Canadians, and then the staff and the GMs were excellent. It just, really good that way. And it's just unfortunate we were 1 goal short.
So I got to ask you this, though. So as a coach, though, in a tournament like that, like it's easy to tap McDavid and just keep going out there, but you got all these other all-star players. Yet they're not playing as much, so it may be harder for them to get into the game. Like, how do you balance ice time in a tournament like that when you have one of the greatest players ever, and then you got like Reinhart? These guys, a 50-goal scorer. He's not playing as much. Like, is that more difficult than people would think? Like, how do you look at that?
Well, there was a little bit of a get together, orientation in the summer, and that was addressed there a number of times, because I think that has to be. Really, the players have to know going in that this could happen to you. You know what I mean? You might be the guy playing 8 minutes. You might be the 13th forward that's not even playing. And you got to be willing to accept that for the good of the flag, right? So that was really drilled into the players. So that was handled ahead of time. And I think that was good by management to do that, because now the stress goes off the coach in that moment. Listen, we talked about this. This is just, what you got to do for the team. So I thought that was handled well. I think the players there were awesome about it. Of course they wanted to play more. I bet if you asked them to a man, there were certain guys that, hey, I think I could have helped more here or there, but that's the reality. And then some people emerge. We weren't sure what would happen with Celebrini. We knew he deserved to be on the team, but look at the tournament he had. I don't think any of us coaches sat there going like, this guy is going to be one of our most impactful players. We were hoping, and we thought, hey, given an opportunity, but that happens sometimes. So that, we didn't know going in, whether was that going to be Hagel, Reinhart, Marchand, Wilson, or Celebrini. You don't know. And that's how it played out for us. And that's the beauty of those tournaments. And the kid he's the real deal. He's the real deal, and playing up with that pressure. And sometimes it's not easy to go out and play with a Conor McDavid, right? You get a little nervous. He just took the ball and ran with it. And
yeah, he didn't.
I thought he did a great job.
Is there a story? Is there a takeaway that you take from that experience that will always stick into your head? Is there something that happened that you saw a player step up, a coach, or something that was said, like anything like that you take away that you'll never forget?
Yeah, Hellebuck making a save on Taves twice in the slot there. Oh my God! Like, I haven't rewatched the game, because we went right back to work. So, but yeah, that one will stick in my head, and it'll probably be on all the highlight reels, and obviously the game-winning goal. But so those are the ones that'll sting. But other than that, no, just being around the guys. I think the whole atmosphere is something you're always going to remember. It was not a hockey mad Milan by any means. So I think the one in Vancouver would have been unbelievable because they just don't have the same excitement for hockey. But once you're in the facility, the other thing is the weird part of it. Did you guys go through the rink there at all? Were you able to see any of like the dressing room situation?
No, I heard all about it and talked to some people who were there doing some site visits. And
right.
stuff.
So that's the part that you're going like, I'm in a room and their coaching staff is in the next room and the walls are paper thin. You're almost whispering,
They can hear you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And then you walk down the hallway and there's an open door and there's, we're playing, whatever, the Chechia team, there's Pasta and Hurdle just sitting there, and you're walking by, and we're in the locker room right across. It's like I was coaching my kid again when he was 7 years old, and their doors open, and it's like, it was so weird when you're used to security in the NHL, and the dressing rooms are on the opposite side of the building. You're not crossing paths with anybody. Here, I could have probably walked into their room and grabbed a Gatorade and walked out, and they might not even have said anything or noticed. You know, like it was so strange that way. The way that it was designed, and it was like about a 4-minute walk to the rink. So you're walking with skate guards, and you're walking outside to get back inside because the dressing rooms were on the opposite side of the arena, because you find out later the arena is not even going to be used for hockey. It's a concert venue, so they didn't need. You know what I mean? That part of it was kind of really weird. That when people ask me in 10 years, I'll say, well, that's something I remember that was odd. It's just not. It's just so not NHL like in that regard.
It's funny. You're in the locker room and you're like, wait a minute. Pasta's talking shit.
It's like they're now everyone's speaking a different language, right? Because they know they probably, but not the U.S. and Canada, but the other countries. So anyway, different. It was just different, and these are elite players. Like there's Rand and there's Rupe. You know what I mean? High school. You know what I mean? These guys. It's like what experience to be rubbing elbows with these guys, and now we want to go out and kick their ass like after when the horn goes off, right? So it's just weird that they're that close. Anyway,
I'll never forget.
I love it.
Last time you came on with us, I said, who's the most underrated player that you saw in the playoffs? You're like, damn, I didn't realize that guy was that good. You said Rupe Hintz. And that was last time you came on. That guy's a hell of a player, man. So they could use him.
Yeah, they could. That's a tough loss, especially when Minnesota's gotten deeper, right? Like they, we played them last year and we beat them in 6, but there was a couple overtime games. You could tell that they're really close to turning the corner. Now they got to finish the job. The toughest one is the last one a lot of times, but the guy I'd tell you now. If you asked me that question, it would be Matt Boldy by far. Wow. Last year in the playoffs against us, I didn't realize how good and how well he could get into the interior ice. And he showed it in the gold medal game, right? That first goal, he attacks, he's fearless, going to the net one-on-one. He's a really good individual and support type player. And he's the guy that I think that if they get on a run that the hockey world will go, wow, this guy is, he's special. And that would be, the guy this year for me, I think that could be the breakout playoff guy in the NHL.
Good answer. Hey, a few more things for you. I'll let you go, man. You've been
Bruce,
great.
You've been awesome, dude.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to talk to Binnington at all? One-on-one? You get a chance to get to know him a little bit?
I did. And we had a mutual respect. I mean, obviously, when I first saw him, I'm like, you broke my heart, kid. You really did. And it still stings. And it's been 7 years? My franchise, I grew up rooting for Bobby Orr and Phil Esposito and then Ray Bourque, and to be able to be friends with, Bobby and Ray and some of the old Bruins, and then to get to coach them, and then to if we had won that thing, man, for your childhood team to be able to do that. But we joke about it. He he played unbelievable on 4 Nations and the Olympics. Got lots of time for him. I know goalies are a little quiet sometimes, but so I wouldn't say we had long conversations, but respectful conversations of his ability to step up in the moment. And I'll tell you who else I got to know there. We're talking about coaches earlier. I got a ton of time and regard for is David Alexander.
He's the best. Yeah. Davey's the best.
What a great guy. We called him, oh my God, I'm going to lose it here, but what did we called him Beard, right? You guys watch, what's that? Ted Lasso, the assistant coach. Anyway, for people listening, he looks a bit, so start calling him Beard. He's walking around quiet with these eyes wide open and intense guy, but great sense of humor, great family. Really enjoyed my time with David. I think hardworking guy, detailed, and he does a fantastic job.
Oh yeah,
smart hockey guy.
He's great.
Last one for me. Do you like the playoff format as it is? And if not, what would you change?
Yeah, listen. I see where both sides will have an argument, because there's going to be in every 2-3 series, a team's going home that feels like they got screwed, right? And you're seeing it with Tampa, Montreal, the Minnesota, Dallas. But that's the way it is. I think if they're going to do that, 1 through 8 with each, maybe what was it? Each division winner is 1 and 2, and then you go 3 through 8. I get the value in that. You have an imbalanced schedule. That might be their argument. Like you play your own division 4 times, the other one 3. Does that affect anything? The fact that you don't play some teams 1 year in your division, next year that'll change. Though going to 84 games, you play each one 4. I think the way it's going now, there's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Credence or value in changing it, right? And I don't think the travel is that much different. I think that maybe factored into it before. Oh, we got to, but most of the teams out west are traveling a lot anyway. The East is 16 Eastern time zones anyway, so they're not losing their travel. So I get it. If they switched it, I don't think it would surprise anybody or upset anybody. But yeah, that's it. What do you guys think? You think it should be changed or no?
I don't mind it. I mean, for years, St. Louis had to go up against Chicago. In the first round, Chicago. They both had like 100-point seasons. And somebody had to lose, and the Blues could never get past through Chicago until they did in 2016. So no one talked about it then, right? It's a bigger story now for whatever reason. I just never put a whole lot of thought into it. You know what I mean? It's like whatever it is, and then you just enjoy the playoffs. Yeah. Like I like watching Minnesota play Dallas in the first
people
round.
Are bitching about it, so that's why I brought
they
it
do.
up.
And the other thing you lose a bit then is and what's important to me is the rivalries, right? Because that's how you build a rivalry. It's not regular season rivalries are nothing like it's a playoff rivalry that really gets the fans into it. It's not a regular season one, so that's where you're going to lose a bit of whoever it is. Like Dallas Mini, they've got some anger with each other a little bit over the years. Like Boston and Montreal for years had that, and hopefully they get back to that because that was always a good one. And the Battle of Ontario, if they were able to do that, so. That's the part you lose a little bit. So I see both sides. And you know what? At the end of the day, 16 out of 30, half the teams make it. And most of the teams are very good, right? So it doesn't matter just because, I'm not playing my own division, I'm a lower seed. They're still very good. That's just the reality of it. You're not getting in by accident a lot of years, right? Most years the teams are very strong. It's not like the old days where 16 and 21 teams got in, and there's probably some teams that didn't deserve to be there. Like most of the teams that make it now are 100-point seasons. This was a little bit. Like you referenced earlier, the pillow fight in the Pacific, a little bit of a down year, but everyone knew, like, you get Edmonton or Vegas, it's not going to be easy. I don't care what their point totals was. Those are, teams that Edmonton's won 28 playoff games the last 2 years, and that counts for something. Vegas, a lot of their roster has a cup, whatever. You go down the line. So there's really, I don't care what their regular season points, and once you're in, you're usually a pretty good team.
All right. So listen, I assume that you want to get right back into it. You want to coach. You're not looking to take time off. Maybe you are. You can tell us differently if you are.
No, I'm a hockey coach, and I'm not getting any younger. And I sat this playoffs out this year, and then that's what you coach for, right? To get a chance at the cup. So I would not want to do that next year again. So I'll tell you right out, I have a desire to get back in, and we'll see what opens, if anything. Right now, there's nothing open. There usually are some, but it's something I'd want to do. I got 2 kids in high school, so there's family considerations. I think, I'm not going to brush that off, but I would like to get back to work.
Yeah, well, you will. You will. And there's going to be jobs open. And they're going to hire you. So don't you worry about that. Hey, but I'm curious. So, you're a better coach in Boston than you were in Washington. You're probably a better coach in Vegas than you were in Boston. You always hear about coaches are better. So what will you take with you now in this next experiment? What area do you feel like you're going to be better at in this next job than maybe you were in Vegas? Because it's always a learning experience, man. You learn from every experience you have. So how were you better in Vegas than you were in Boston? And how do you think you're going to be better in your next stop?
Yeah, I think Vegas, you come out of Boston, it's a really strong sports market. So dealing with the media, I got a real good education on that. And, how do you, challenge players if you're going to use the media, and how do you, praise players? So how do you, keep the media off certain players? So I learned a little bit about that in Boston because it was a bigger market, and tried to imply that in Vegas, which isn't as big in terms of their media coverage, but yet the expectations are. So what would I take? A little bit what I talked about earlier, probably delegating some of the X's and O's stuff and being more interpersonal relationships. I think the players are getting younger and younger, especially the impact players. So you've got to get to know them better. the old days, you'd go to you'd go to Bergeron, you'd go to Chara, and they'd be like, listen, I got this, Butch. I'll take care of, or whoever it was at the time, McAvoy, who's young, and now I think you have to do more of that legwork yourself. That's where we missed, you guys know, was Petro this year, right? He was very good at that. And he was out of the lineup, even though he's around the rink. He was excellent at, handling some of that stuff. So I still think you got to use your older guys, but you got to spend more time with the younger guys. And that's something I'll make sure I'm mindful of.
Can't believe you said you're not getting any younger, because you don't age,
dude. You look young. You look young.
What's your face routine in the morning? We want to know.
Get into Cape Cod's son. I don't know. I don't know what to say on that.
Send us the product.
Send me what you're using. Send me what you're using.
When I stand behind the bench, I'm aging. Trust me.
I get that.
Hey, well, listen. Enjoy
You're the man.
the rest of the playoffs and whatever opportunities come up with TV. If you continue to do that, and wherever you land next, man, we'll be rooting for you and looking forward to seeing your next stop. So thanks for doing this.
Thanks, Butch.
Yeah, thank you. And listen, I got to tell you, those guys over at TNT were awesome to work with. It was Liam Anson and Biz, and they were so welcoming and wanted the show to go well and encouraging. And, sometimes you watch it on TV. It's like you said earlier, you're just talking hockey, but I got, like I said, a lot of respect, long days. They're doing their homework. They're watching the game, identifying stuff. And I love talking hockey, as you guys probably can tell. So for me, I really enjoyed it, but those guys were awesome. And like I said, I just, wanted to give them a shout out. I really appreciate the time and effort they put into helping me out, because even though you're talking hockey, it's still, you're on TV and you got to be concise. There's camera here, the camera there. You can't be picking your nose and all that stuff, right?
I said that facetiously because I work in TV too, so I get it, man. I got all the respect for those guys.
We love those guys,
and we've
always
had
pumped their tires.
We've had
up.
them all on.
Yeah, they were great. So and thanks for having me on, guys. It's always fun. So enjoy the playoffs.
Love picking your brain.
Yeah.
We'll see you, Butchie.
We'll have you on again.
Yeah, we'll have you on
next
again.
week.
Next
I'm
week.
joking. See you, Butchie. See you later. Bye. All right, that was Bruce Cassidy. Butchie.
He'll be getting a job here soon. Garen goddamn Tippett.
Would you hire him immediately?
Yes.
How many years?
You know what he said?
How many years
you know what I took away
him?
from, because Andy asked I asked a really good question halfway through the interview, and Andy repeated the question at the end.
Really?
Which was very embarrassing
What did I do?
your part as a professional.
What was the question?
I go, what are you going to change, Bruce?
No,
what are you going to?
You never.
No. I actually go help me, guys. You guys just listen to.
I don't think you asked.
I go,
that.
yes, I did. I go, coaches get fired, but we've had coaches on. They learn after every year when they lose or you learn something, especially when you get fired. What did you learn after this time getting fired, Bruce? What are you going to change? And then he goes, I'll tell you, Cam, I'm going to delegate a lot of one-on-one stuff.
That's what he told me.
You asked it at the end of the fucking thing, and he goes, I already said this.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't pay attention.
No.
See, that's Andy. He's always thinking about his own stuff. He doesn't even listen to the answers. But he said, I'm going to talk to the players more.
Yeah.
I'm going to be more involved with the players. Mm-hmm. Instead of the assistant coaches doing that, the assistant coaches are going to break down the film that I used to do. Now I'm going to be more walking around one-on-one sessions.
I thought he was going to say,
what he said, boy.
Maybe not be so hard on the certain players.
Well, he said he's going to be
because he is hard on guys, right?
But I don't think he talks to them as much, and that's exactly what he said. And he's like, I need to be more one-on-one with these guys,
right?
An intimate setting,
Get
meaning
to know him.
Yes, like here, what's going on with you?
Because he's very personable in the media settings.
Yeah,
and I think that's where the players maybe get a little frustrated and get like, dude, this guy is completely
he didn't talk to me.
Opposite. He's completely different behind closed doors than how he presents himself to the media and to the fans.
Well, that's exactly what he said, and we'll probably click that off because it's true. You need
but he's a hell of a coach. He's a winner.
hell of a coach. He's a winner.
So would you fire him with 8 games left?
I don't know that I'm not Andy.
No, come on. Would Chaika he'd answer the question.
Chaika.
He'd answer the question.
No, he wouldn't. I don't know the internal.
What would Matt Sundin say?
I don't know. I played for a long time, and I could talk to guys. I don't know the internal aspect of everything, and that is so for me to answer this question is it's tough. If things weren't as good as I thought they were going to be as an owner, I'd be like, nope, we got to change something. Lou's done it. The big boys have done it in past. Has it worked sometimes? Yes. Has it not worked sometimes? Yes. Apparently, it's worked a little bit right now so far for the Vegas.
I had a number of viral tweets yesterday. Marty St. Louis. Marty St. Louis. I almost said St. Louis. He needs to coach in St. Louis though one day.
Jesus.
His last name's
Tell
St.
Monty that.
No, his one day. He's not leaving Montreal anytime soon. His last name's St. Louis. I just think he should always.
Oh, that's cute.
Get it?
Go!
You don't get it?
Yeah, I do get it. St. Louis.
Marty St. Louis is rising.
He has risen. You should put that.
I thought of that when I said it.
Don't do that. Good.
Maybe if they win the cup.
You might have a fucking God
Oh,
creeping down on you if you say that. He's like, that's not Jesus. He's a coach and a hockey player. How dare you compare him?
I like Bruce
How dare
Cassidy.
you.
I love
So do I.
listening to him talk. Do you know he's the most interesting coach in post-game press conferences?
Paul Maurice is too.
No. This
Oh,
guy,
that's an opinion.
This guy breaks it down unlike anybody else.
I mean, Torch is interesting. I don't know. Okay.
Give a shout out to the Blade Gang.
Yeah, I love those guys.
Yeah, they're cool.
And I thought they got roughed up by some of the Boston fans.
They did?
Yeah, a little bit. And these guys are just being fun. They're not
Were the
jerks.
Boston fans on rollerblades too?
No, they're just standing there. I remember seeing a video, and the one guy kind of got ragged out or something like that. And I'm like, ooh, these guys are harmless, and they're just supporting their town. Like, I love it. I love everything about it, man. So right on. I hope that goes to Game 7, fucking 5 overtimes, and flip a coin of who wins that series. I don't give a shit because the Canes are going to be tough to deal with.
The Canes, yeah. The Hurricanes.
They're in North Carolina.
They said Kings.
They're in North Carolina, Andy.
I know.
North Carolina.
Fans are into it.
They say that's the loudest building. I've been
No, it's not.
Andy, can I say something real quick? And I love the Hurricanes, and I love North Carolina.
I wasn't
would live
that
there.
impressed with it. When
I've been there plenty of times. I've compared.
Yeah, but it's St. Louis, Carolina regular season game.
No. I played there.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
Did you play?
Maddie, get the fuck in here, please. I played there, and yes, I played there in the second round in 2007.
Okay.
Like I heard it, and they said it was the loudest. I'm like, ooh, when I was in MSG or I was in Montreal, oh my God, not even close. Sometimes shit when you're in Chicago was the loudest because they have 22,000 people there. So I don't know how that works, the decimal point or whatever. I don't know.
Well, apparently it's the loudest. They have a good national
I just
anthem
don't-
singer too.
A lot of guys, I like the professional national
too.
anthem. The ones that have a suit on, like, oh.
No, he's like opera singers.
Yes, I like that.
Like New York, MSG has one.
Yeah,
Chicago has
They
one.
have, yes. And Chicago's the best because they all fucking
Chicago's
cheer.
got the best.
Oh, it makes me want to go out there and fight everybody. But I like the opera, comes up with a nice suit, like walks up like this. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
It gets me pumped up, baby.
Okay.
And stop bitching about doing the Canadian national anthem in Buffalo. Like, I like that too. Fuck that.
Oh, they don't like
Listen, well, people are like, why do they do that? And I get it, but there's a lot of Canadians that come down. So listen, are they going to do that in Vancouver, right next to the American? No. And I don't care.
Okay.
It doesn't bother me. We chirp Canada. We chirp the U.S. It is what it is. Sing the fucking national anthem in Boston. I don't care.
I've got so much golf to play this week, dude. I'm invited to 2 tournaments.
Don't waste people's time. Let's go.
So I gotta go hit balls.
Get into.
I asked Cam the other day. He's like, "Are you inviting yourself over to play golf?"
No, I don't know if I want Andy over. Seriously though, like it's not fun for me. I like fun.
Yeah, it would.
I like fun people.
I am fun with
no,
golf.
I don't. You're not.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? Fucking showing up late.
I
can't hit a ball.
smoke cigars.
He's on the fucking
play
phone.
tunes.
He's on the phone the whole time. He's like, "Where's my ball? What do I do? Get your fucking ball."
You want to play tomorrow?
It's not good. No, we have an interview tomorrow.
After that,
No,
let's go hit 9.
no,
Let's go hit 9.
no, no.
Wednesday.
No, I'll let you know when
Wednesday
you're
or
allowed to come
Thursday,
out.
dude.
I'll let you know when you're
Get
allowed
an
to come
early
out.
tea time,
I'll let
though.
you know when you're allowed to come out of my house. I'll decide when my mind's right. I might have to have some fucking you know what to have you out to my
From
house
Easy
again.
Tiger.
Holy Jesus! Smoke a fucking boulder before Andy comes over. Waiting on him, talking on a fucking
Waiting on
phone.
him.
You're not allowed to talk on a phone at the fucking country club, dude.
I know that.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You're talking to Darren Pang
Remember-
up in Canada.
Remember Pronger broke the rule
What do you do?
the night of the 30th birthday party when he found out he was getting traded to
When you went to the library?
went to the bookstore.
What's he talking about? Bookstore. Where's Edmonton? Fuck, I knew where Edmonton was when I was a child.
So the lady working there had no idea where Edmonton was.
I knew Edmonton before. I should have known Edmonton.
No shit. Gretzky played there.
Exactly. Where's it at?
So that's the only reason why.
And then
you think anybody else in my school knew
his
about
wife?
Edmonton?
You have to show his wife where Edmonton was. Honey, it's not down here. It's up here to the left.
No, keep looking up.
Keep going. No, farther.
Keep going up.
Now go left. See the desert? It's there.
Mm-hmm.
The cold desert. No polar bears.
I could survive there. Oh, my son, Ty's watching a lot of polar bears stuff on YouTube.
Keep going.
And tiger,
We'll talk about that
tiger
later.
stuff, too.
We'll talk about that later.
Steve will brings
Let's
us
go.
the Camistrick podcast where
Bored
success
of
meets
fucking
success,
people.
baby.
Let's go.
Firstform.com/Camistrick. Use our link and check out this new protein, not only at the stores, but also online, the Clear Protein. Check it out. Tell me what you like and what you don't like. And you're going to like it. Window World. We broadcast live from the Window World studios. 800 get Windows. 800 get Windows. 800 get Windows. Windows.
Windows. Save you money.
I'm looking at a sliding glass door. I need a new sliding glass door. And mine opens up 500 times a day. The dog's in and out. I'm going outside to grill. I'm going outside to barbecue. Got my fire going. I'm smoking cigars. You know, this is my time of year when I smoke the cigars and everything.
He's got to take a picture of himself.
You loved it. You called me a shit kicker.
I was joking. Did you get a euphoric high when I texted you that?
No.
Did you, when you look at your account, did you get a euphoric?
No.
Were you like, Cam thinks I'm a guy?
But you know I'm
fucking
around when I put
everybody's texting me. I go, he's Arnold. God, look at that shit kicking son of a bitch. Look at that. Woo! God, he's tough. Look at that. Holy son of a bitch. He'll save your life. That guy's doing things. All right, let's go. Let's go. People see you, Andy. The shit that
That's
they
what
say.
I'm getting my mind
The
right.
shit that they
That's
say.
what I'm getting my mind right.
The
out
shit
there.
that they say. Oh, fuck.
That's what I'm getting my mind. You'll have to show me some
Oh,
afterwards.
Jesus.
That's what I'm getting my
Oh,
mind.
Jesus.
Ooh-wee.
doggy. Oh, God.
Window World, Blue Note Roofing. Call them today if you have any wind or hail damage. Or you need that new roof. 314-920-5713. Call David Novak today. 314-920-5713. Easy Tiger, Arizona, baby. EasyTigerAZ.com. Get there and get there today. It's going to be nationwide before you know it, but check it out online. Get some of their apparel, too. It's not gimmicky. You see some of this other cannabis apparel, it's kind of gimmicky.
Too loud.
It's like I'm not in
I don't
high
need
school. I'm
too
not a
many people
teenager.
to know.
Right.
Just say something.
This is just chill.
Yeah. I don't need people like, I smoke.
Like
Just like,
mind, body, and spirit,
yeah,
man.
that's all I want right there, baby. That's all I want. Mind, body, and spirit. You gosh dang right.
Mhm. It's like the way
Shit kicker. The shit kicker. And he saw these. I am. I'm smoking a cigar.
You know, I've done.
I don't even think Andy likes smoking a cigar. I think it just looks tough, kind of doing
I
it.
smoke cigars all the time, and you know I do.
That's why you do it, though.
Just made to look.
Get on with yourself. Let's go. Look at him. God, he's fucking badass. Son of a bitch.
Where the sun goes down.
Wow, you were wasted, I could tell. Wasted. I knew you were going to do something like that because you're like, I'm fucking got nothing tonight. I'm like, good for you. All right, let's go. Come on. Like, what are we doing here? The people don't care about you with a cigar in your backyard. They just don't.
And we love you, John Cooper, too. I know it was a tough way to go out.
Christina.
It's a tough. I don't know what that is.
Who's that broad?
Oh, this is Half Coast Studios.
Could have had, and still to this day, as she continues.
All right, listen. Maddie's got to go.
Okay.
See, you waste his time. See, I think
That's
about
their
him.
Instagram.
I think about him.
I know.
And you don't.
You can take that out, man. Right here. All right. So
that makes it more work for him. It just makes more work for him. Like, you don't even think about
Sorry.
him, dude. Go.
EasyTigerAZ.com.
Let's go.
Who puts the on spas?
Spas and more.
Angie Hess, baby.
What's up, girly girl?
That's my
Let's
girl.
go.
June 4th is my day of delivery.
Yeah, it's a big day right there.
But I don't think you can go in the hot tub that day.
No, it's fine.
You gotta wait for the chemicals
and
to kind of come through.
Yeah.
But my kids are gonna want to jump right in
Oh,
there.
well, you got to close it down until it's ready.
How long can I stay in that thing? Like,
I don't know, Andy. Like, just,
can I go in like all day long, or just like you gotta like?
You do whatever
is it
you want.
15, 20
Just
minutes?
do what you want.
You can turn the heat off and like treat it like a swimming pool.
Yeah, it's that big.
That's what I'm gonna do.
You have a fucking swimming pool.
Yeah, basically.
it's huge.
I can't
It's like a 50-seater. Hopefully, well, Ty's gonna have some people over eventually.
It's
They
okay.
might be all girls.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh my God.
You know what? Because
He
with
might be
Spas and
wheeling
More, dude,
chicks.
they'll come out and clean it once a week, dude.
You will be fucking wheeling chicks in that son bitch.
It's fine.
Ooh.
It's fine.
What if Chloe has?
Oh my God,
Oh,
dude.
You got to put your foot.
Okay, no.
A hot
That
tub
ain't
party.
that ain't happening.
Ain't happening.
Not happening.
Not yet.
No.
Put your foot down. Come on in, boys. No. 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 No.
All right. So anyway, Spas and More. Check it out. 2 locations. They are unbelievable. All right. Good stuff, man.
Awesome stuff.
We appreciate Bruce Cassidy. Great interviews coming up and a lot of interesting stuff, including all that Toronto stuff. We'll react to that throughout the course of the summer. That'll be a fun summer and then a fun.
Shit,
I
yeah.
can't wait for next year already.
Drama, baby. Let's go.
And we're going
No
to
shit.
Chaka, you know him. Tell him he should
Chaka.
come on. We'll try to get him.
Yeah,
He
hell
hasn't spoken since he left Arizona, by
Yeah,
the way.
I know.
He looks exactly the same.
He was young.
He never talked after he left Arizona. I didn't like that.
Yeah. So he's going to be having to talk now.
All right.
Unless Sundin does it for him.
What's he saying?
Well, what if, like,
He knows the locker room.
Sundin.
That's his
That's
department.
his department. Why are you asking me? All right. We'll
See
see
you
you guys.
next
Love you
week,
guys.
y'all.
Later.
Yerk! Let's go! Cam's a shit kicker, 2 bombs in the lead. Soul dragging cougars, no time for fatigue. And he's a shit talker, stirring up the show. Never played a shift, but he's ready to go. Mic check, 4 check here.